Trading futures in the night, so cold rocket dreams, resilience in the fold. Hedge pressurizing, the charts are bold. Daily bands rapping, stories untold. Riding with rockets through the AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade hold never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings spinning on their cloud. Riding with rocket scooter AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade hold never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Ascending, mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Riding with rocket scooter AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Charts, midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with their AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, checking the charts, midnight glory. Sanctuary in all its blending, mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Good morning. Hello. How are you guys doing? Get my morning stuff ready to go here. Welcome to the stream, guys. Oh, wait, hold on. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Morning, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh, tons of new songs. All right, I need to make a tweet about. Okay. Good morning, friends. Okay. Hello, how are you guys doing? Good morning. Okay. Get my morning routine here. IDOC's gone for the day, so had to like make breakfast and oh my gosh, I'm running late. I'm just kidding. I actually had some stuff I did this morning, but she is gone though. She's gone. My breakfast was actually a protein bar. Boom. Okay. Come friends. Oh, crud. Oh, I did it again. Whoop. I did it again. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to make a Twitter post. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's see if this works. All right. What's up? What's up? What's up? 24,000 NASDAQ today. Good morning, guys. All right, good morning. It's so crazy to do the roll call because you guys, I don't know who any of you guys are anymore. All the names are different. Some of you guys have the same names. But Bluekin, Nate, Vanderus, Isidore Trevino, Fraser, what's up? Cyan, A, J Rimmer, Mark Lander, Jaded, Fire Shorts, William, Clint, Futures. It's so much harder to read it. I feel like it's just so much harder to read it with the @ sign in front of it. This is an investor, Oliver. Whole CSI consistent investor says all-time highs. We are there for NASDAQ. Right. 24,000. Crazy. I've been longing. It hasn't been so easy, especially on leverage. If you've been long, it hasn't been so easy. Yeah, I mean, the market's been pretty solid with its greater market signal, right? We got that long reversal signal back on Monday. We thought, you know, we had the bear set up on Thursday and things got thrown into a bear market. And then Friday was bearish and then Monday was bullish again. The market couldn't wait to get back on the bull train, which is crazy. Super crazy. Welcome back. What's up? What's up, Jog? What's up? So hopefully it still stays good, right? Just send me an email recording some issue with your fund index. Okay. I got you. I'll look at it today. Should do something else. Nope, that's it. That's all you got to do. Blue and EVL trying to catch a short in Asia. Oh, tough. That's tough. Hit that like, guys. Yeah. Okay, today, before we get started here, we're going to have an exclusive My Fund and Futures sale. We're going to have two of them. One of them sale. I'll tell you about the other one later, but this is one of the ones that I asked them for. We're going to celebrate 20K for 20%. 20K for 20%. It'll start at noon, though. It starts at noon. 20K subs on the channel, 20% for Rocket Scooter. Okay. We helped them build that. We helped them double that size in that stream, and they're going to thank us for it. Starts at noon, according to them. So how awesome is that? We normally only get 5%. So, you know, only the biggest influencers get anything above 5. Pat one time got a 25%, I saw. So to get 20% is huge. They don't like to get big discounts. Pretty big, right? Because their accounts are already dirt cheap. I mean, the core is already $77. So you practically could walk away with like max accounts for way crazy dirt cheap. Give away My Fund and Futures giveaway all morning long to celebrate. Maybe I'll give away 10 accounts or something. I'll figure something out. Hit the like button, guys. Okay, let's get started here. Okay, let's get ready to get started, y'all. How are you guys enjoying the new release? That's my first question. The new release where all of your future stuff is converted and on your futures chart. How y'all liking it? Is it working fine for you guys? That's my first question. Why is this? I thought this was like, can't get any smaller than that. Can I scoot this over a little bit? Hold on. That's gonna drive me crazy. Yeah. Oh, I know why. Because I can do this. There we go. All right. Welcome to Pre-Market Mashup here with Matt, obviously. We're going to talk about what's going on here. We had a little bit run up on the CPI yesterday. Yesterday was beautiful trades. Mark up some of these impact lines real quick. That actually counts right there. Yeah. Two different runs. Clone and clone. These are high volume pivots on the way down. Just take my word for it. Okay. All right, do we get a continuation of yesterday? Big run up move, or do we get a little pullback here? We'll see. Pre-market has been running up. Trump makes an announcement 11:15 Eastern today. Oh, well, alrighty then. On the calendar today, nothing really going on the news as far as like calendar events. It'll be a very light day today. Thursday's PPI, so we'll see that. That's also pre-market, just like the CPI. And, you know, no news overnight either. Kind of scouring through financial juice to see if there's anything worth mentioning. And nothing really worth mentioning here. But yeah, letting you guys know, we'll be celebrating our 20K viewers, 20K with My Funded TV for 20% off, which is great. Remember, they already lowered all their prices and stuff for these new plans. Or the core plan is like really inexpensive. Scale plan, you know, 20% off of that's gonna be great. You can get your scale plan for like $100. Just let in perspective, we get 5% off normally, and every influencer out there gets 5%. There's only a couple people that get like big old flash sales, like big amounts, and that's a big thank you to you guys for helping grow the channel. We are solely responsible for doubling the size of that channel. Our 1 hour show doubles our concurrent viewers. Our 1 hour show took them from an 8,000 viewer base over 3 months into a 20,000 viewer base, because we show up with like 700, 800, 900 people, sometimes 1,000. And when we get there, there's 300 people watching it. So this is for you guys. And I told them, thank my community for their loyalty. And they said, okay, we'll give you 2 flash sales then. So we get 2, which is awesome. We get 1 today and 1 some other time, maybe next week. 20% is much better than all the other folks. Yeah, no. We're their second. We're like, you know, the affiliates, there's like a scale, right? They like priority scale of who's, you know, we're like the second on their list, right behind Pat, as far as like getting the cool shit first. Okay. See an email. Okay, gotcha. What's up? So you reject the upper overnight level twice. New line we're playing. Yeah, so this is the overnight levels. This is the brand new model, slightly adjusted model. slightly adjusted model, like slightly modeled Matt right here. Inside joke in a community to say the word slightly something. Matt. All right, here we go. 24015. This is the monthly hedge structure we have rejected and broken through it. That's just to start off the morning. Seeing here, Nasdaq is pushing higher. We are in a continuation from that particular run on CPI. CPI pushed up pre-market, dropped. I longed. It was a pretty solid setup. Nothing was bearish. Rocket Scooter's greater market signals on point with detecting the bull market. All 3 of the greater market signals have been bullish every day since the Monday reversal after the big Thursday, Friday sell-off. It only leads me to believe that that was just a rotation into earnings. I think that that's the way to describe it, because the market was already pressing lower despite Amazon and Apple doing great on Thursday. So led me to believe that people were just selling whatever to rotate into whatever they're rotating into now to keep the market going. It's not tech that's like the spectacular runner. It's everything else, right? And CPI comes in and shows like a, you know, it's not really core, not really, and it could have been like, you know, pre-CPI leaks or something. Who knows why markets moved like the way that it did? But, you know, the core and discretionary had completely different CPIs. We said that it's not food and energy that's building a lot into the inflation, it's the imported stuff, right? And tariffs are going to get worse as time goes by. You know, the full effect of the tariffs will be seen. But even right now, you know, you're seeing some effects of inflation. And it's in the discretionary spending side. So because of that, people are probably rotating money pretty heavily leading into this observation. Who knows? Or maybe just getting out of the way or getting in the way of some tech stuff. I mean, getting out of the way of some tech stuff, getting into something else. Because Apple and Amazon didn't even blip the market that was gung-ho trading down. And then Friday, it completely tanked. So who knows who was getting out Friday, but there was a legion of people waiting to get back in on Monday. We'll have to watch, right, and be very careful. Our greater market, this is the most important thing to watch every single morning. Greater market, and we're going to take an estimate, right? 1, 2, and 3. You guys in the boot camp at course 2, how many of my greater market signals need to be bullish? Pop quiz. For me to be a bull, right? How many? Very simple. 1, right? Okay. So in here, I can already guess I'm a bull. Market hasn't even opened. I know I'm a bull because I can take a guess that this ratio has been 90% last couple of days, and we're even gapping higher. There's no way we're deeper out of the bull zone. We're definitely gonna be further into it. So I can already guess that that's gonna be the case. Also, we're rallying up. The monthly hedge pressure usually trails the market and doesn't just appear above it pretty much ever. You break through it and then you appear below it the next day. So I can almost guarantee that that's going to be bullish. And monthly maps, which it changes every day, so we have to read it. But it may be bullish, but I'm not going to guess on that one. So already 2 of the 3 are bullish. So I'm already a bull. I already know market's already opening. I'm already a bull. I'm not shorting this. I'm not pulling this market down, not betting on the market coming down. I'm bull and I'm waiting for dips. I already determined that pre-market. What's up? Charlie, hey, welcome to the team. Is Rocky Cadet. Appreciate the sub, man. You heard about the government ID to watch YouTube rolling out? I don't, you gotta be joking. There's no way. To watch YouTube? Your mother fell in love with me. You showed her my stream yesterday. LOL. Was it because of iDoc and her charming personality when she got on camera? Funded X doing any new sales? No, not right now. But today we're doing a flash sale with my funded futures, exclusive to this community only and this code only at noon. 20%. Do I ever look at crypto? Not really. I don't really. It doesn't really fall into like my purview much because I don't really trade it. Your car won't work on my funded futures. Sorry to hear that. Maybe you're getting a fraud alert, so double check your email or your text. Wait, where did Terry go? I don't know where Terry went. Is Terry not on the morning show anymore? I don't ever see the morning show, so I'm not really sure. Had got 50% on funding ticks last Friday. Oh wow. So my next goal with my prop navigations is to negotiate for exclusive sales. Now we already negotiate for big giveaways for you guys. Now I want to go for big sales. Like, they're all pretty happy that I'm not walking up to the door asking for 100K a month like some of the other people my size. I walk in and say, give me 50 plus accounts to give away to my community. Now I'm going to say, my next round, I'm going to say, I want, 1 exclusive deal a month. And then I can give you guys bigger sales. This is how I feel. Be like the next step. I like the idea. The new release is awesome. Okay, cool. If you guys are having issues with it, just let me know. It's been working very well. The text notes and the conditional updates have been pretty much on point. We're noticing some cool artifacts, like yesterday was really neat that the market fell and it pivoted right below MHP in futures. And the futures went up like this, and the MHP danced right up to the edge. Then danced right back down. I don't know if it's an artifact or a coincidence or whatever. And the fact that it happened after the fact was neat to see, but it's not really actionable, but it does confirm the reversal on an undershoot, which is kind of nice. So how long 20% off code be valid for? Probably about 6 or 8 hours. It's just a flash sale, so it's a one-day thing. So load up. You love getting flashed. Oh, I know. I got a special thing for you later, big boy. We're just supposed to keep the sales secret until noon. No. I'm teasing it, baby. It's not been a secret. I've been telling you guys about it all week. Bought a CBT account. It was open for 5 minutes before they disabled it. TradingView froze. Close. And then allow you to exit. Wow. TradingView froze. That sucks, man. Market is really buying into the rate cuts and going to continue to rally hard. Right. We're going to get the September cut. And I don't think we're going to get anything else, though. I really think that's going to be it. That's going to be the only cut we get. Submarine Squid says, Matt, Rocket Scooter is the best YouTube trader. And it works for you. Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. Reading your comments in the morning. Good morning, guys. Everybody, come on in. Hit that like button really quick. We start in about 30 minutes. Free market stuff going here. Okay, Terry has not gone anywhere. Yeah, I was like, somebody said, I miss Terry. So she hasn't gone anywhere. Okay, good. I was like, I don't remember. Yeah, she's still in the group text. I don't remember her not being on the show anywhere. All right. Is it only for scale? No, it's for everything. Everything. At noon. At noon today. Is Powell definitely gone or going? I don't think so. It took about a week to get a CQG login from AMP. It's really slow. Yeah, the futures industry is like a bunch of dinosaurs, dude. You wish it would be like the modern day, like, you get an app, something on your phone, everything just works. The futures industry is like a bunch of 60 to 80-year-old dudes in an office building somewhere with a computer, a closet, and a telephone. That's it. They're not like huge. These futures brokers are like remnants of the 1980s. You're not going to find like a modernization push because futures just never really had much money, right? It's always like a niche sort of trading world. And now futures is getting all the press because of prop firms. And now they're like, okay, but I'm not seeing them all update their stuff like get instant payouts, you know, deposit money with ACH. They're all just like, wire us money and fax us confirmation sort of thing. And futures industry is like literally a bunch of dinosaurs. CME Group is a bunch of dinosaurs. I love them to death, but this could be like the least. It's like still running on freaking MS DOS. I feel like you have to put like 5 disks in your computer to install the whole program. And so yeah, AMP is, well, it's one of the best futures brokers there is. It's not like a AI powered, you know, juggernaut of a modern company. These FCMs are all just remnants of the 80s. Very slow, very low. They're, oh, we got a customer, guys. Oh, cool. Dust off the fax machine. Let's go. That's what I feel like it's always been like. So they are all slow, and that is a characteristic of the futures industry that was always just like, you know, the RC Cola of trading, right? It's like it's there if there's no Coke or Pepsi, but nobody really got into it until like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I mean, I was always a futures trader, but futures trader was always like on the side, and it was never like hand over fist money, so they never need to modernize. Yeah. The CME boys still listen to 8 tracks. Oh yeah. They got a Fog Hat 8 track in their Dodge Charger, cranking it out loud, speeding down the road. Most kids don't even know what a fax machine is. Yeah, but they'll say fax. That's like the new slang word to say fax, like FAX instead of fax. Slow ride, take it easy. Okay, we've pushed up on CPI. Very nice. We have had a continuation move to the upside. We are starting slightly higher and elevated. Market is clearly sandwiched between DD bands. This is a great opening push. I've got no question about this being bullish today. Now just be very careful. Right out the door on the open, all my stocks are going to be gapping up. We have a close yesterday. Let me double check that the close is now referencing the right candle. Little buggy bug there. Perfect. Good. Nice. Okay. Looks like that's fixed. Okay. Gap up. We're going to look at resilience for that B plus setup on long ups. Bounce it open. Look at this one. 1A is long at the open. One A open. 1B dip and jump. So the 20% off is a you talking about for the show for Lumi's code? Yeah, we're like tag teaming it. Is that what you're talking about, the percentage? But AMP is pretty solid though. Yeah, they're just slow. I know, right? Not that I'm saying this, but my fund doesn't like to do a lot of sales, so the fact that we get anything was a huge leap. Trust me. Very few people can pull up a flash sale. You have to be big like us or like Lumi or somebody. But it was like, it's like, you know, we'll do you and you'll Lumi on the same day for the same reason, for the show. So that's fine. That's fine. What is this? Oops. But it'll be the same discount as ours. All right, so going off the open, MHP break on the upside is almost always a really strong bull setup. This is the overnight dynamic monthly hedge pressure. So any break of this is it's seen as bullish, and the idea that you break through it, I love seeing the volume spike up because this is exactly where the calculation is, and that's good, right? This is the brand new model, and I guess you guys we could agree that the new model is correct, right? We look for evidence of it being correct because it produces a volume spike. And so we're going to do it. We're going to obviously vote on this whenever we're done, but the new model is showing some very good promises of being exact, both on the future side for monthly, right? Correct until it isn't. Well, the idea is that the goal, the claim of monthly hedge pressure is it's the maximum gamma of market makers. And the fact that you know it's the market makers maximum gamma is that you can guarantee there will be a volume spike when you approach it, a parabolic volume profile around it. And so the idea that there's volume exactly here means that, well, that's a level worth noting. Whatever the case may be, so far so good. This is all we want to know, is that where the volume is. The new and old values. So the old values are based on my first iteration of my real-time open interest model. Remember, open interest is not known in real time. OI is printed once a night. Opera releases OI after market closes, and the clock goes around, and we get the OI sometime after close. So close is here, right? Market closes, and then sometime overnight we get the open interest, and then market opens here. We run our hedge pressure calculations right at open for you guys, right? And open interest is fixed, and it changes throughout the day, but we don't get the update. What I did was I made a model that can estimate what open interest is all around the clock. And so right after close and before the open interest is released, I use that model at the end of the day, and then I estimate what hedge pressure will be at 9:30 the next morning, but at 5:30 p.m. in the afternoon the night before, based on a real-time model. You can calculate hedge pressure at any point in time. It's like throwing a dart at a board with time on it. You just adjust for that time. So right now I adjust for calculating 9:30. And I use a real-time open interest before the real open interest comes out later in the evening. So I can actually give you guys overnight pivots before this comes out with an estimate model. It's a very complex model. And my first iteration was really good. It provides high volume pivots. But I've since learned, like in my journey and my journey as a market making monk here, like as I've been hiking through the Himalayas, riding on yak back, drinking I don't know, some kind of magical berries that have expanded my mind. I've come across some more realizations about how the market making system works, and better and stronger assumptions I can make to find market maker trades in my model. I've learned a little bit more. I've become deeper in my practice. My training as a Jedi, I can now levitate above the ground. Like, this is where I've come. So my open interest model has gotten a revamp. It's taken me almost a year to revamp it, and I think it's gotten slightly better. The goal is there are volume pivots all over the place. The goal is to find the strongest one. And my open interest model is certainly good. Now remember, the earlier version of it located 864 as a monthly hedge pressure pivot down here, which we never got to. This would have been pivot. This would have been a hot interest. But this basically, it's like we actually are incorporating different order types that we didn't even think of before. Think about or order combinations in our hedging model, which uses those hedging loops, right? We've created some new hedging loops that identify this now as the so slightly better hedge pressure, right? The idea is hedge pressure just produces a strong volume pivot that's hard to break through. And while the original open interest model has been perfect and high volume pivots with high probabilities, just like always, we've created a new balancing act that's located a stronger balance point. Because remember, the overnight is just an estimate model, these dynamics, and this is not the real one that prints in the morning. The real one that prints in the morning is exact. There's no estimate being done. But to estimate real-time open interest is almost like the holy grail of trading. You would never have the ability to know it in real time. So the idea is that when I reformulated the model, monthly's got a little bit of a facelift, but the weekly one I completed. And when I was doing the weekly one, I had some new ideas on how to locate certain trades. And when I got that done, the idea was, how good is that pivot? And the fact is there is volume here, and this was the resistance overnight, and we did open below it, which is alarming and interesting to see. it very much confirms that the new model is very good at locating high volume pivots just like itself. Remember, the overnight dynamic is just an estimate, so you can't know in real time what the data is, but the new model is really good. Okay, so far so good. It's producing those pivots, and so we're about to replace the old one with the new one because the goal is to find high probable volume pivots that open and close on the same side and that are actionable, and that's really all that there is. S&P was at 64.51 down here. Where do you get open interest number? We get it from Opera. You guys can get it from your trading platforms like Webull and Thinkorswim and stuff. Will give you those numbers as well. That's it. Your beard is like a tap on MHP that bounces 40 points a contract. I know, I haven't shaved in a while. I'm kind of getting lazy with that. Everything is all the new accounts at Core, Scale, Pro, all of that. Yeah. Look at different futures broker. We all use AMP here. That's kind of the, or not we all, but most of us use AMP here. It's pretty good. Pretty solid customer service. Not bad. So you get two values then? No. So the idea is that you get one value. Overnight, the new model is being tested. So the way that we work here is that when we create something new, we invite people to help us compare and look at the differences, right? The estimate model got a facelift. It's going to show a more accurate representation, whereas the old overnight dynamics were perfect on bounces, right? The blue wasn't complete, so we gave you the open interest range, like the high and low. And it took a year to finish the blue. Now blue is isolated to one pivot as well. But again, it's all testing. Before we release something as an actual indicator, we let people look at the data for a while and compare, you know, versions and see, okay, we do like this one better. This is a more approachable, more actionable pivot. Clearly, we all can agree that this proves the new model is exactly what we want. An actionable pivot with volume. It's exactly what you want to see. And this is exactly the point of it. Can we find actionable pivots with volume around it, right? This is before you get to it, but same thing. Volume spike. And then what we do is to compare and we let the community vote. And I also have to trade with it as part of like what I promise you guys before I release a tool or anything. I have to see is not only is it good on paper, but can I actually trade with it and do I like it in practice? And so it's just there right now, the Thinkorswim picture with the new data for people that want to join in on the testing, which means just watching and observing it. So we do that here. So the idea is we create something, we peer review it together. Everyone goes through and makes sure it looks good. And then I personally trade it. And then if I like it and say, yep, this is good, we release it. When we do the voting process, if any one lifetime member can participate in this, it's part of the perks of being in lifetime. Lifetime members will vote on this. We'll get together. And if one person says no, we don't release it. That's how everything we've released has been. Every tool we have has been unanimously voted on by our entire community. We have a zero tolerance policy on one person that disagrees. And again, it's a subjective conversation, kind of like a jury. We have to have unanimous consent before we release. If somebody has a hold up on it, we you know, a real legit hold up, like the data doesn't agree or whatever, we go to the drawing board on one person's recommendation. We hold what's called a town hall. And when we have the town hall, you show up. If you're not at the town hall, you can't participate. So town hall is a presentation where everybody shows up and presents what they want about it. I give a presentation, someone else gives a presentation, someone else gives a presentation. If you want to participate, it's just volunteer. There are people that for like 10 years have been work in this community, make things better. So we get together, everybody reports. Somebody last time was like, you know, I did the stats on this and this is the probability that it held, probability that it didn't, and they presented a report. So if you present a report that says it doesn't work as well, then we go to the drawing board, right? The idea is we educate the community on real findings. We're not trying to sell anything, right? This is not something that's gonna have a price tag on it. So we don't care if it's right or wrong. We don't care to make it right. We care if it's right or wrong, just if it's useful or not. And then everybody puts a presentation, then we all vote. We all sign off on it. And that's it. It's a fun event. Yeah. You haven't seen this town hall? We haven't done one in a while. The last time we did one was for the DD bands, which was 3 years ago. You haven't created anything new since then. This is the next first newest thing. Good morning, Matt. Greater market, all bullish, or 2 or 3 out of bullish right now. So a town hall will be like when we create something new and we test it for a while. Currently you're in the testing phase. So if you want to be part of the town hall, you can study the released practice, or say the release test data, which is in a picture now. I'm just releasing it like this, and you could observe it and you can come to your own conclusions and deliver a presentation if you want when we have a meetup. A policy gets account rolling. What do you mean by account rolling? Oh. You talk about like martingaling, I guess. I don't know. Rules like that are pretty subjective, but if you're like purposefully failing if you're just like longing and blowing up some and passing others, it's fairly obvious when people get busted for account rolling. Account rotating is not something that's going to get you flagged. If you have 5 accounts that all made money at different rates because you trade at different places, then you won't get flagged. I've never gotten flagged at any prop firm for account rotating appropriately. But if you're like, if you have 20 accounts and you full port, and blow up most of them and pass 2, you're going to get flagged. It's very obvious for people to get flagged for the account rolling thing. You're not going to like accidentally get flagged with the prop. They shouldn't be flagging you unless you are intentionally trying to full port martingale into success. Yeah. Yeah, like buying lots of accounts. You know, like that guy I'll talk about, like what's his face? Like homeboy on YouTube. Like the strategy of just brute force it till you pass kind of thing. You won't be able to get away with that in a lot of prop accounts. It's a corny way to pass, and it's a very expensive way to pass, and it's very risky in the prop room if you win the lottery on it. Yeah. I mean, it's a viable strategy, you know, to brute force, you know, wins on the statistics of the risk is low for you and the reward is high. It costs a lot of money. You get a lot of money out. It's like somebody says, you know, I can give you 10% return overnight, and you're like, oh hell yeah, that's great. And they go, yeah, but you need to give me $2 billion and I'll give you $2.2 billion back by the morning. Not everybody can take that bet, even though it's a guaranteed bet, because you don't have $1 billion laying around. Rotating prop accounts into $1 million payout are people with money to spend. It's going to cost you, for people that I know that do this, and again, we all know each other and we all know who does what. The people that do this spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get that $1 million payout. And to them, they have the money to spend, and then they get the big payout, and then they can advertise the shit out of that to grow their brand. It's a marketing trick. It's not a viable way to trade. It's like spending like 3, 4, 5, 6 months aiming for $1 million payout and spending hundreds of thousands along the way hoping you get it, and then you're lucky when it gets it. Requires all those pieces, and then you can market the shit out of it. And then prop world newbies will tout you and walk you off the, you know, off the field on their shoulders like you're the best trader ever. Like some of the people that get $1 million payouts with Apex and stuff, overnight fame, right? And, you know, after taxes, they probably walked away with 200K, maybe 300K after all the fees and taxes. It doesn't matter. So the account rolling, it's really risky to the prop firm because they got to cut $1 million check in the middle of their cash flow. They're not prepping for that. So even though they're making money, all of a sudden, you know, you hit them really hard. There was a month where Apex got hit with like $3 million payouts back to back, right? It's very risky to the prop firms. So a lot of them are cracking down on that because a lot of the influencers are like, I'm just going to like forego getting payouts like normal, and I'm going to slam it with $1 million so I can market that. Very, very, very risky to the firms. So they're like cracking down on that whole martingaling technique. With Apex, literally there's a secret technique in all these firms, and a lot of people don't share their secret technique, but the Apex one is wide open right now. I'll tell you guys how everybody did it. With Apex, you would basically full port when they have 90% off sale. The trick was you would full port. You would do that. You would long, and then maybe like 3 of them would pass, right? That first day or whatever. And you bought some more and you bought some more. Like you bought hundreds of these things. And then finally by the end of the day, end of one day, you've got 20 pass accounts. Now they're all funded. And you keep repeating that until you get a bunch of pass accounts, you can kick them all funded. And then all you do is you do the same thing with the fundeds. You long and long and long and long, and some of them get huge fat balances and other ones blow up. And you repeat until you get 20 accounts that have big fat balances on them. Then you go to the first payout, apply to get paid out, get denied your first payout because you full ported into that payout, and Apex would deny you, but that was part of the strategy. You go purposeful denial of your first payout. You would purposefully get denied. And then the rules start over for the second round, and now you got a huge fat buffer, you got no trailing loss limit, and then you just inch your way forward and get the same payout. Make 50,000 in the account, go to the next payout, make 53, 55,000, whatever it was, and then take the 50 grand out as a chunk. Cost you can do that and spend a couple hundred G's and get $1 million out of it. A lot of people did that, and Apex finally cracked down on it, and it was like the hidden secret of how to beat Apex. In the influencer circles, everyone was doing it. I wasn't doing it, but everyone else was. And all your big influencers now who spawned up overnight in the last 2 years being great at Apex milked that strategy because Apex would have a 90% off sale. It became physically viable to do that as a strategy. When Apex didn't give you 90% off, you couldn't do that. So people would wait for the sale and they'd go there and just brute force those challenge accounts until it happened. This was the strategy. A lot of people did this. And again, it's not trading, it's just gaming the system, right? Some of us are having problems with the platform. What's your problem? If you don't mind, like at least Kenshin, like when you're posting in here, can you make it like like that comment? What can I say to that comment? You're having problems, but like what? It'd be better if you like, hey man, I have a problem with this and this. Can you help me? Because like I might overlook that comment and not even know that you are asking specific things. So when you're here in the stream, just ask me like what you need help with. If you're posting in the Discord and tech support, I'll never see it because I'm not the tech support agent for Rocket Scooter. So when you're here with me, just ask me straight up. You get an audience with slightly paying attention Matt. So is there only income the monthly charge as far as prop firms go? Prop firms make money a multitude of ways. I don't own a prop firm, so I don't know how they make money all the time, but there's a profit split with the live traders and all kind of stuff. Has any of my students started their own channel or their own course? I don't know, but it would be nice if they did. You know, I would love to see Rocket Scooter principles and philosophies taught by other people. Anybody that wants to start a Rocket Scooter themed trading channel or anything, you don't have to pay me. You don't have to pay me royalties. You know, obviously give us credit, but I would fully endorse anybody out there teaching Rocket Scooter, you know, methods. I ain't trying to franchise or anything. I created something cool, and we'll make our money if you sell the platform, I guess. But I think it'd be kind of cool. So had some problems with the broker error when trying to load instruments. Sometimes levels disappearing, logging back in fixed for you. Oh, okay, good. So Kenshin, the data is not populating, rebooted a couple times. MNQ is okay. MES, make sure you type in the ticker the right way. The way you guys get the tickers is you go, and one of the things we are updating is that we're gonna have like a site tour that walks you through all of this to make it easier to learn. The ticker is down here. You go to the table, and these are the ticker names. You can pick which month the contract, and this will actually tell you the actual ticker you type in here. Make sure you're typing it in right, because ours are different. CQG chooses different labeling nomenclature than pretty much everyone else, because it's a global API. Like we usually use ES, right, for S&P futures here. CQG uses EP because ES is reserved for the Euro stocks. Some trivia there. So make sure you're using EPU25 for S&P E-mini and MES for micro S&P. Tickers are not populating either. As long as you have bought data feeds from your broker, then it should be fine. Which Matthew is streaming right now. Slightly Hungry Matt. That's the one streaming today. Do prop firms copy successful traders? I don't know what prop firms do. I really don't. I would feel like a prop firm would actually have a house account that would actually trade in the direction of their traders. An example is in the prop space, if 80% of the traders are long and 20% are short, then if I had a house account, I would also long with my customers, not just my profitable traders. I would long with my customer base to hedge my exposure. Because if a Trump tweet comes out and 80% of the people get a big windfall, so did I, and I got to pay them out, right? So I think any successful prop firm should maintain, a $10 million trading account that just hedges by trading the direction of the majority of their customers. They make money if the customers make money. They pay out and keep the rest. Call it the Mattress Mac philosophy. Mattress Mac is the biggest sports bet in the history of sports betting. He's a Houston furniture salesman. He's a celebrity in my town. And what he does is he offers this deal where if you go buy $4,000 worth of furniture, if the Astros win the World Series, you get it for free. Absolutely free. Believe it or not. It's one of the biggest events in Houston is going and buying an entire, $10,000 of furniture. And if your team wins the World Series, you get it all for free. So then he goes to Vegas and hedges that bet. And he makes enough. He makes a fortune selling furniture. If they lose, and if they win, he bet on his home team and has enough money to pay it out. So you can't lose. You're crazy, right? Absolutely smart, man. He's like a sports, everyone in the sports circles know him, because he's always like front row seats at the Rockets and like that. But one of those, 1980s TV star furniture salesmen that would be like talking about furniture. He's jumping at the camera, waving dollar bills at you. Cali Furniture really will save you money. That guy. So, anywho, yeah, it's the biggest sports bet in the history of sports betting. So, that's a pretty cool deal, right? So imagine if your home team wins and you can say, look at this, I bet on my home team and made all this money. And you guys all get your furniture for free. Congratulations. And you made more than enough to pay for it. I think you put $75 million on the bet. And if they lose, then he loses the bet, but then he made all the money selling furniture. Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant stuff. So I would do the same thing if I ran a prop firm, 100%. All right, we are opening, let me just move this out of the way here. We are opening inside the box. Resiliences are slightly positive. They're not super duper positive. We have 12.7 on NASDAQ. So let me wait for pullback. We know how RDZ is. Basically, this is support. Right, these are support. If resiliences are greater than 0, we get the liquidity map out. I'm going to know that this is going to be an A+ setup. If we do support at the open, it's a B+ setup. All long B+ at the open to go higher. Now we are breaking above the overnight dynamic monthly hedge, which is pretty decent. So far, this will be used as support. I'm not taking the 1A open since we closed and dropped below it. Resilience is really definitely strong enough for a support to happen here, though. So we'll see. Not shorting this. Gonna wait for my printouts here. God, it's so cool. It just pops right up. Damn. Okay. Nice and tidy. So no actionable pivots here on the NASDAQ. Just except for the overnight dynamic, and the S&P pretty much the same boat here. Okay, so it's the same setup as yesterday. The question is, if we support the open, it's a long setup going higher. If not, half gap and close are going to be support pivots here and here. B setup, unfortunately today, no A setups, high probability. Just straight up B setups. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button really quick. Do me a favor. We've got exclusive discount My Fun and Futures coming out. Later today at noon. Mattress Mac has been around forever. Oh yeah, 100%. And he's a dick. I waited tables on him before when I was in college. It's kind of a dick. He's not nice. He's not nice to people. He's nice when it comes down to being nice, though. But sometimes he's not nice to people. During Hurricane Katrina, he became legendary in my town by letting people. What is this? By letting people sleep in the furniture store because they lost their homes, and you know, he's like, guy, you guys can come. There's beds here. Can you come sleep on them? And at the end of it, he gave the family the bed they slept on. Like, that's kind of cool. Whereas at the same time, you guys remember like, what the hell's his name? Can't get along at the open here. I don't know if God, it's like, especially when I take this B set up. For some reason, I'm feeling that today's the day I want to chill. Let's wait. No trades yet. No short setup or anything. Everything's good for support at the open. I usually wait and let it develop, and then I make a second choice here. But Joel Osteen, right, the mega pastor of the church, right? As people were like walking up to the church, like, hey, can I stay in the church? I mean, the church was actually built in the old Rockets Summit, which is where the Rockets played. And so this is B setup from here up to DD band, just B setup. I've taken enough B setups lately that I don't know if I'm super excited about it. I'll plant one contract here, but the idea is that we have more than 10 points to drop to half cap. The R&R is pretty good to the upside, just like prior. Same as before. I don't know. What are we thinking? Anyways, I'm going to wait and see if we get half gap tap. For whatever reason today, I feel like after yesterday's move and today's you know, kind of like upward movement, I want to see if this kind of just hangs out, and I want to see if we get this. And I'd like to long it back to there as a nice little tidy half gap support. Now this is, again, this is plant a small contract and let it ride sort of thing. Let me double check some of the things over here. For whatever reason, I feel like even after yesterday's run up on CPI and today's pre-market run up, it's a little too good to be true to see this market rally a second day past highs without trying to test. Usually you break through highs, the next day you test. It's a pretty normal thing, so I'd like to see a better pullback to grab along on. But hell, this could start the biggest rally we've seen, so we'll see. I would like to see us down to here or down into here. At least today, I want to see this and this. I do feel like this is maybe possible. There's no evidence that's going to tell me that, but I just got feeling that I don't want to chase here, and I'll play with the chase. So we'll see. But let me tell you guys a story about the about what happened with Joel Osteen. It was crazy. Like, you know, the church, the summit where the Rockets used to play, it's a freaking basketball arena, and he turned into his church, right? And so it's a huge church with like tens of thousands of people can go to church. It's one of the biggest TV churches there's on the planet. And during Hurricane Harvey, right, where Houston flooded and people were displaced, they went over to the church like, hey, can we stay here? And he's like, or Katrina there, he was like, we just got new carpet, you know, it's like, we don't want to much, like, you know, dirty heathens. He didn't say that, but he was basically like, sorry, we got new carpet, you can't see her. Mattress Mac was like, come on, bitches, furniture store is open. Come sleep in the beds, I'll let you keep it, you know? So like old Steen, yeah, was absolutely like memed himself of being the world's biggest dick. Like, bro, you own a church. Like, these people paid for your fucking carpet, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, anyways, what a dick. And there was another video of his wife yelling at a flight attendant, like being all first class snobs and stuff. So anyhow, yeah, like turning people away to church. You know what I mean? They're like, yo, we lost our home, man. We got it. We got to see. He's like, oh man, we got new carpet though. And they got on TV and was like, you know, it's like if we were to open the church, we'd have to open to everybody, and this is the house of God, and it would, you know, we got to keep it pure, and it's just like bullshit his way out of it. And the community was like, what a schmuck, dude. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, once it hit the local news, he changed his mind. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, he was like, oh shit. But yeah, Mattress Mac was like, come on in. I got a couple stores. Doors are open. Family need a place to stay. We got beds. Come on over. And everybody's like, yeah, hometown hero. But yeah, that's the biggest sports bet in history. You guys can Google it though. It's very smart, right? To hedge your bets like that. Wasn't the interview in front of his Bentley? Yeah, something like that, right? In front of some like massively expensive car. Did y'all see that one with God, what's his face? The older guy who got like essentially pressed for our Inside Edition about buying Tyler Perry's like $80 million airplane and he said he doesn't want to fly in a tube with heathens or whatever. Kenneth Copeland, y'all see that? Guy looks scary. Yeah. Isn't it true that you said you don't want to sit in a tube with demons, which is why you don't fly commercial? I did not say people are demons. I think everybody's seen that on Instagram. That floats around every once in a while. My algo picks it up. The scariest looking guy in the world is. He just looks. He looks like a villain in a vampire movie. You know what I'm saying? Like he looks like the guy he looks like the original vampire that started turning everybody. You know what I mean? The one you have to kill to kill all the other ones. Like from the Adam Sandler movie. Oh, from Little Nicky. That is really funny. I would agree with that. Now Tyler's a nice guy. I mean, he practically gave me that plane. Oh, God bless his heart. But did you say you don't want to fly you don't want to sit in a tube with a bunch of demons, which is why you don't fly commercial? Yeah, like with the skin suit. Yeah, he kind of looks like the guy from Men in Black, the roach guy that has the farmer's skin suit on him. That's too funny, guys. Welcome to the stream. Don't forget to hit the like button, friends. We're getting rolling here. The B setup I can take right here, which is still really okay to plant a contract and let it ride to upper DD band. But for whatever reason, I feel like I want to let it pull back and I want to wait for taps on here. Monthly hedge is the only actionable pivot we have. All of it's B setup. None of my A stuff is in the way. We have no bull zone, bear zone, hedge pressures. All this stuff is way out of the way. The only thing we have to go on is a long and open trade to go up to DD band, which I can take. But for whatever reason, after the two big excursion pre-market and yesterday, I do want to let it pull back just to see. I have no indicator telling me it's going to pull back. Every indicator tells me to take a small long from here, 1A, but I can take a discretionary choice to not plant my small position here just in case it pulls back. And I can probably take, a half gap long if I can get it. We moved up a lot pre-market, right? We have PPI tomorrow. And I can't take the long here. I'm choosing not to do anything just to see if I get something better. I'd like to interact. Remember, B pivots, you can choose to take whatever you want. It's not an EST pivot. The EST setups that I take are orange, blue, and then zone boundaries and D bands. I take those every time. The open trades, sometimes when I just wake up and I feel it, I'm like, some days I'm just like, maybe I don't want to long at the open. If I miss out on something, then I miss out on something. But if I happen to be lucky that day and I wait, then I can dig out right there. So it's a pretty solid, again, resiliences are strong enough such that this is a really strong pivot. But also, monthly hedge is a very strong pivot as well. So if anything, if we get down to there, I might grab the dip right there. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to trade NASDAQ today. S&P doesn't have anything nearby except for this open. And S&P is doing that open move right there, right? S&P has red line right here in half gap. So I'm going to be looking to maybe take long scalps off of that and just scalps. For whatever reason, I just feel pre-PPI that the day might be an inside day instead of a rally day. They wonder why the Righteous Gemstones are fun. Oh, dude, I love that show. Dude, anything with Danny McBride in it is so funny. Y'all watch the Righteous Gemstones here? You guys haven't seen it. It's hilarious. It's kind of like Secession for televangelists with a comical televangelist family with John Goodman, Danny McBride. It's hilarious. It's so good. Adam Devine is in it. Who else is in it? A lot of people. Eric Andre. And what's his face? I always forget his name. Walton Goggins. Old Goggins. Dude, he's an overnight superstar, man. He's been in so many good things lately. I'm a huge fan of Fallout. Fallout's damn good. You guys play? Do y'all play Fallout? I mean, y'all watch the series of Fallout, right? Fallout, such good fan service. But Fallout on its own, if you never even played the game, it's such a good show. I'm a huge fan of the Fallout games. It's like one of my favorite game series. So, Uncle Baby Billy, he's the goal in Fallout. Fallout, honestly, I'm gonna agree. I'm like such an old school Fallout player, but I personally do. I agree with you. Fallout 4, I think, is the best of the Fallouts. And I know people are gonna hate me because they're gonna say New Vegas is better, but I'm not gonna lie. I really do. I really do think Fallout 4 was the most I ever dumped into a Fallout game. There's just, you know, with all, you know, base building and all that, they open up so much to do. 3 was good too, yeah. Objectively, like the better of all of them. I think so. I mean, I played all of them, and I just remember when 4 came out, that was like the most. When 4 came out, it was kind of like when Final Fantasy 7 came out, and like all the Final Fantasies were good, and some people say 6 is the best one or whatever. But when 7 came out, it was just such a huge change to the series. It was like, you know, it became the best. When 4 came out, it was such a huge change, and everything. It was like so different, and I was like, yeah. What's the overnight dynamic head switcher post in Discord? The same place. This is the test numbers, yeah. So this is the new. I have a more complete real-time open interest model. So this one is from the second picture that I post, the test data. So I'm using the test data myself to test its viability to see if it's worth keeping. All right, resilience is still long and strong, still at open, still looks good. In reality, the most applicable use of resilience is off of the open, but also half gap. Resilience is designed to be tailored to half gap. So half gap is really strong support when res is greater than 0. And God, you didn't. All right, let me make sure you did that. I gave him this one yesterday. I'm a little disappointed here. All right. How long can the VIX base levels for pops? I wouldn't think of VIX like that at all. VIX is not great question, but let's talk about it, right? VIX is not a seasonally trading thing. VIX doesn't have a reason to be doing something. VIX is not a trend. I always see people like, I'm long in the VIX this year, short. Like people are like trading something like it's trending. VIX is one of those things that doesn't trend. VIX is an index that's measuring like, you know, decaying supply and demand, values of options, things like that. So when I talk about like the VIX having any kind of like trendability or so, or even seasonality, I tend to like lean away from that thought. Because the VIX is a representation of the perception of current and future volatility. And so volatility has everything to do with if people are willing to buy or sell the security altogether. And it's going to be very heavily dependent on news and current events and stuff. So VIX is going to be like its own rhyme and reason. The only thing consistent the VIX does is continuously decay from when it pops. That's the only thing that VIX trends on, is that after it's done popping and when liquidity is found, VIX is known to decay. That's really the only insight you can have of the VIX. But great thought. How long can it bottom? VIX can decay to 0 until the next illiquid event happens. We've seen VIX just go lower and lower and lower and lower and lower for long periods of time, and it can keep going lower as long as the market's liquid. So it just comes down to like, you know, people's sort of, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Just people's desire to be liquid at a spot or not liquid at a spot. But it's a great thought, right? I tend to not try to look at the VIX like it needs to move. Like, you know, if like, for instance, if the stock market bottoms and it's chilling at the low, you always say, okay, it's when it's going to pop. The stock market pops because there's always willing buyers at some point, right? Can this be my, God, it's like, I'm just like waiting for something better here. But it's a great thought, right? Because you were used to seeing charts like that, and you're not absolutely not wrong at all. VIX is its own weird special thing. VIX doesn't want to pop. It wants to go to zero. It does. Left on its own, the VIX will just fall. And this is VIX futures. Let's look at VIX itself. Why do I keep having DD bands show up in my VIX chart? Let me just save the layout here. Right. And it's not like it falls towards zero. I mean, you only see it usually like in the low tens and stuff. But you can see like years where the VIX barely does much. Like every once in a while there's an event. But in 2000 in the financial crisis leading up to it, look, we didn't even get like a VIX event from 2003 until 2008, right? Where VIX popped above 20 like one time over a 4-year period. So VIX can just stay low and stay low and stay low and stay low until the next big thing. And it's all current event based, right? This is financial crisis, mortgage crisis, you know, banks collapsing, all that stuff. Then, you know, there's events, flash crash. We had the Trump election, which was right here or somewhere in here. Or maybe it was here. Oh, there. No, wait, hold on. No, Trump is here. Trump is here. Somewhere in here. I forget, is that the left side? Oh, this is 20. Yeah, so 2015. Yeah, right there. Somewhere in there. Yeah, and so how long can VIX go lower? Until an event. And so VIX is one of those things that it's like current events will drive it. So don't see it as trickling lower and say, okay, well, we're overdue for an event, right? I see the VIX going lower and I see, aha, bull market. I say bull market's still strong. And that's a good way to think about it, right? It's a confirmation that the market's just liquid enough where it is to be okay with whatever. Have a great thought. Great thought. Great question, Ray. Have I tried Borderlands? I actually have never played Borderlands before. Have you guys tried Borderlands? I haven't seen. I know they made a series out of it too, which I haven't even seen. Okay, so technically speaking, we are supporting at the B setup. I could plan a long contract to jump in on this right here at the open. Just for fun, let's do it. I'm waiting for it to test. It's not selling off. I'm going to put one contract in one account and see what I get. That sounds like a good plan. Why the hell not? Let me take it with one fresh fund and next account as well. Nah, maybe two. Maybe two. One not fresh account, fresh position. One little freshy old position here. Supporting at the open, the B setup, just something small. Just in case the R&R is pretty big. Monthly hedge is the support. I'm going to sit on one, and I'm not going to trade this big today. I'm going to trade small positions only through this redistribution zone. One contract on. The best I can hope for is DD band support. Well, shucks. Okay. Well, I'm happy that I did that. Oh my Jesus. My code drops at noon today, guys. I say Tyler Perry's such a night. He practically gave me that plane. God bless him. Yeah. No, don't pull back. No. My Fund Futures code is gonna last for like 1 day only. Yeah. As soon as I buy, it goes up, and then after I celebrate, it comes down. Oh my word. Oh, bless it. Did you say that you don't fly commercial airlines because you don't want to sit in a tube full of demons? No, I did not say that. That's what he does. That's literally what he does. I curse you if you think that I said that. God bless. Does it work for legacy accounts? It works for all the regular accounts, yeah. It should work for all the... What do you mean legacy accounts? I don't understand. Legacy accounts. You like the old school accounts? Like resets and stuff? I guess. I don't know. You guys can try it. You will not be blessed. And don't you... Hey, and don't you ever say I did. You know, when I was a kid growing up, we didn't have cable, you know, we didn't have any money. So we had to watch like, you know, your basic channels, you know, the WB and CW, all whatever, UPN, whatever all the channels were. And like half of the time it was like you're either watching like, you know, Golden Girls or an infomercial or freaking televangelist on half the channels. You always turn on, it's like every time it's on TV at night, it's like Night Court and Golden Girls, you know, the good old shows. Y'all remember Night Court? And so, olden days. Anyways, yeah, I would always see that guy on TV. He'd always creeping me the fuck out. Yeah, I had a TV. Yeah, I did. You had to pull the knob out to turn it on. You can hear that thing humming like 3 rooms away. Like getting a little pump here on Nasdaq's not moving anywhere. Judge Judy. Bull was the best. Oh yeah, Bull was the best. That was a pretty funny show. And MASH. There's a MASH would be on TV. Stocks to the moon. Let's bet S&P's moving pretty good. Keep it inside. Matt, keep it inside the market. Market hears you. Keep it inside. Okay. It does, right? I can't say anything. All right, so today, like I said, this is, I for whatever reason I'm just not feeling the momentum on Nasdaq. You better pick up something, but everything's looking solid. All the resiliences are good. Supporting the open is good. Maybe a breakout wave, we'll see. And we kind of fell closer to monthly hedge pressure dynamic, not really moving. Liquidity maps are solid. Let me double check some of the stocks here. Nvidia, Apple's good on MHP bounce. Nvidia was good. Apple's good at half gap bounce. We're good. Amazon good on an MHP break. That's just pretty good. This is really strong bullish. This Microsoft MHP bounce. Yeah, everything's strong for an upside. Not really getting any. That Nasdaq gets some momentum though. Oh, bleh. It's some kind of like BS looking candle here. I'm just feeling a little iffy. Let me close that out. Being crazy there. MHP nearby. Let's see what we get. I had a feeling. Okay, I'm just trading this one account right here. Oh, forgot my funded next account. Oops. And close that one out. I just held through it. That's cool. All right, grab 2 at MHP. This is the last place I'll make a trade. Do this a couple more. A little pop there. That's all I want to make. Quick little pop. You guys know the drill. Know the drill. All right, fingers crossed. We got to play the lucky song, the lucky theme song. MHP bounce. Break is bad though. Yeah, I had a feeling. Market's gonna go crazy for a little bit here. What about Gilligan's Island? Oh yeah, dude, Gilligan's Island, and the Addams Family and MASH. I feel like this is what was always on. ESG. We belong.
Every single time.
E-estate every single E-estate. You guys know the. I like how AI is like, you know, it's like clearly that AI understands the way things sound, but doesn't understand what it's actually saying. It's supposed to say EST, but somehow it keeps saying E-estate, and that's the funny part of the song. Hang in there, baby. Let's give us that green. This is a pretty solid. Now be careful because Nasdaq resilience is negative, and resilience is not stronger than monthly hedge pressure though. Negative resilience means we can fill the gap, but usually you don't break through monthly hedge estimate levels, but you can, right? So be careful. So normally resilience is not stronger than monthly hedge. This is what point I'm making here. All right, let me start loading up some of these accounts here. All right. Monthly res Nasdaq pullback. Just be careful today. There are no strong supports. If we sell off, we sell off pretty hard. So if we lose this, we sell pretty hard. Choose about as heavy as I go on MHPs. At best, I mean, even if I get a pop up back up to open, would be nice. Stocks are starting to sell there, but here to here is a great scalp. About a 30-point rip to here. Glad I closed out when I did. Come on, market, don't die today, right?
Every single time.
Hang in there. All right, market, please don't die today. We gotta do number 2. Remember, HG break is pretty bad, so be very careful. NASA just gave us sell signals here, or not sell signals, but possible sell signals. 24,000 psychological tap level right here, so that's going to be where the market's testing. With the finger on the button here.
Rockets fast, scooters slow. Will we bounce? Nobody knows.
You just had a good gut feeling about this one today. So I always take the open B setups as a really short or really small position for that reason alone. And this is MHG break's not good, so this is gonna be pretty bad quick. So I'm still hanging in there. Okay. Yeah, so be very careful on this one because I look for about a 40-point overshoot at best case scenario. Right here, I'll be out. 75. I'm gonna watch our eye on this. Resilience just got bad, so negative resilience can be. See how all these things are saying resistance now. Oh, I like those conditional nodes, man. That's so nice. Okay. Not bad. It's still turned up because of the boot camp. I keep forgetting. I always crank the volume for boot camp. Double check to make stocks are hitting some key levels. Nvidia's at MHP. Oh shit. Okay. Apple, Microsoft. All the stocks on the edge now. Oh, crap, overshoot there. Let me check VIX here. S&P back at the open. Oh man, S&P res is now kind of getting shit. So, ooh. Okay, I'm losing confidence in this. I'm start trimming down. MHP break is not good. Let's see what happens when we test it though. MHP resilience is starting to pull back lower because we're losing some of the stocks in MHP. Cycle three, Nvidia, one is a break. Microsoft is another that's a break, or trying to break. Meta, nope. Tesla, Google, yeah. So a lot of the big tech is breaking through MHP, so be very careful. Resilience is still somewhat good enough, but it's getting a little dangerous here. Market's fighting for this 24,000 level. What does that turn into, QQQ? Which strike is that? 582. Maybe like one more overshoot. Chop it out. Let me trim down to 1. And the pipes in that guy. Great song, great song. We need some monkey paw though. Now again. Not a strong setup, not the strongest setup today, right? Hanging in there. I need to take a loss on this. At 75. I was betting in MHP, a bunch of other places. They're getting dangerous signals. So the stocks are starting to show a little bit of weakness on these MHP breaks, so be very careful that we don't pick up some momentum down here. Here's the high volume that we see at MHP, which is again confirming that as a good model, which is good. Minus 21 on Nasdaq. This is crazy. This could fill the gap. So every hour. I trimmed down to 1 though. Signals are confusing. At least this move, so I cut my risk. Just like I do. Whenever you lose confidence, I trim. Dollar is also taking a half gap as support, but I mean, we're not really strong support because res just went negative, so you gotta be careful on that one. That's the question here. How are we gonna do on this one? I had 2, trimmed down to 1. Now I'm down to 1. Risk is lowered. Guess you can get back above here. Kind of nice. Yeah. It's not looking too good. I'm not gonna lie. Selling pressure is pretty brutal here. I'm sorry. But keeping my risk low, right? Dropping down to 1 from 2. We're losing the level, and we're still in the overshoot period. I got 1 in case I want to stop out. Some brutal candles there. All right, we have one more song. One more song. But I think this market's gonna get a beat the hell up today. This is my real-time open interest model, dynamic monthly hedge, which is just a high volume pivot that you should stay on the same side of that you open. So today we open below, it's likely to stay below, right? Breaking through is the rarity. But I always take the bounce play whenever we're on the bull side of it. Don't delay. Brown. At least if I can get a test at the open, it'd be kind of nice. It'd be again hard pressed because this is such a hard, strong pivot. This is rock solid, like right here. Breaking it. If we get back above it, we're just gonna float higher, which I'm fine about. But we gotta see what we get here. This 24,000 level is starting to get some fight. I think people are like, get that psychological barrier, and then they just decide to start taking profit, which you probably can get here today. I'm gonna close out. I don't feel comfortable with it until I get back above. I'll jump into the long again. Get back above on the orange. I get back in on the long side. Can we see monthly maps? Yeah. Monthly maps, strong and bullish. Very nice on S&P and QQQ. Clean there as well. Yeah, I feel like this is probably bad news day today. I pulled out. I closed everything. For the gap fill. I closed out early on this, though. I'm not feeling it. Use my pencil tool here. Yeah, breaking half gap. This could be gap filled today, so... By the way, guys, today, so there's no boot camp today. I have a dentist appointment tonight, and actually, there might not even be an afternoon stream because I have my funded futures meeting. So it's gonna be like a probably a short day. Very rare that I don't stream. So, just letting you guys know about that. Negative res on NASDAQ, could be some gap fill action down to the bottom. Oh. Well, since we're floating down lower, let's get some gentle 80s love. Well, S&P, yeah, S&P really quick, double check this one. S&P sitting right at the open with positive res, so this could actually be that B setup on the long side, but so that gap fill is going to happen today. Negative res NASDAQ at least down to here through 934. So I'm gonna sit out on this for now, which is good. I had my good Spidey sense earlier, not to get in too heavy on this. But obviously this could be a support play. We'll see. Prepare for second setups if I can get them. But yeah, so no boot camp today this afternoon, and we're gonna do no. We're very short afternoon stream because I gotta leave like super quick. Let's go to the dentist. I will get back on the long side if we break through orange. That's it. I'll let her pull back a little bit. Pretty good song here. All right, we're gonna let this market pull back a little bit. Don't let it fall. All right. Hey, helpful. Thanks for the $20 donation, man. Appreciate it. I could normally on MHP breaks, I do like to take a short, especially if everything lines up with it. But instead I'm just gonna sit out and let it pull back. I will take the long if we jump back out on the other side, but I don't feel it from here. So I took my loss and I'm just chilling. Gonna wait on that one to do something. That's like filling the gap would be the trade setup here. So ideally, like for today, this is kind of, we don't have any A+ setups or anything. The idea is there is open push from here if there ever was a break, which is 1A. 1B is dip to orange, and orange is always a pivot back up to open, which this didn't make it all the way to there. It actually failed pretty quickly and I got out of the way. So the fact that it never made it back to open is actually a key sign of being careful that the market could possibly sell off. So just be very careful today. Both of these were the only like kind of B pivots we have down here in the middle. Resilience is that spot where the market can be supportive. S&P's trying to support at the open, which is pretty good. But while I can bounce, I'm just going to kind of chill. We do have a VIX monthly hedge break, so be very careful because volatility can start to pick up very quickly. Half gap is a good support pivot when res is greater than 0. It's less than 0, so I'm not jumping in long. Now again, it can rally from here. Any point in time can go all the way back up to there. I'm just gonna chill on this one. Any news of Calisate? No, nothing today. I think this is just a psychological response to us breaking all-time highs and hitting this 24,000 level. I expected it to pop and see a little profit taking. My first thought this morning was the exact same thing. And then my one trade was I grabbed monthly hedge pressure to buy the dip, and now it didn't play out, so I'm gonna wait. Let it pull back. Instead of flipping short, I'm just gonna sit back and see if it gets better. It probably will, but we'll see. If the full gap breaks, you have an idea where next support is? Yeah, so next support would be down here. I mean, way down here. Normally, in a day like this, testing the open is what you're looking to see. So, below that, there's really nothing. We'll have to look for clues in the stocks. So, QQQ has nothing down in here for a while. SPY has like nothing to play with. So normally, you look for the gap to fill, and usually when the gap fills, that can be where that first support is. But it's really fighting for this 24,000 level here. But the idea that we fell to orange and we didn't fill the gap, I'm a little concerned about that. The idea that we did not test the open is showing me there's more downside. So I'm out on the long side for good here, at least for now. Until conditions improve, which we're not seeing that. And we're going to have some stocks sort of selling as well. I'm looking for the gap fill, right? For right now, this is not the strongest support. Yeah, like I don't flip short unless all three boxes are, or all three greater market signals are bearish, or the confluence of the specific short is bearish. So like right here, I'll short off of MHP if MHP resilience is negative. That is something I will do even in a bull market. The confluence on that one. Trade number 2, I can take a normal short if res is less than 0, the orange one, and it's not. So that's the whole reason I'm not taking like a big fat short there either. So this is kind of like, well, the long pivot failed. Let me sit out and figure out what's going to happen. Likely so, if it does continue to trade lower, Nasdaq does go to fill the gap here. That's it. But underneath this, there are no really strong pivots, though. That's kind of the crummy part. As much as I'd like for there to be. S&P has, again, support pivots at the open, because if S&P does hit half gap or fill the gap, that's going to be support there. So likely so is that Nasdaq fills the gap, S&P falls to the middle, and then we kind of stay there. As you see, the market is not crashing out today, but VIX is finding an MHP break. You can see right here, the red light is on in the alerts off to the right of the screen. Hold on, let me just, I can see that a little better here. So the VIX risk interval is high because we have a monthly hedge break on VIX. So the volatility is about to start picking up. We have an early warning sign on that, which is why I'm getting out of the way of my equities trade. That alert is really strong. We can show you what that looks like really quickly. How smart that was of me. MHP break on VIX. Get out of the freaking way. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Bum, 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 bum. I love my signals, man. Long failed, got out of the way, gonna let it pull back. Market died today. Pretty good stuff, pretty good stuff. This is what happens when VIX has a hedge pusher break. It starts to get pretty violent. S&P has a pivot right closer to half gap here. So I think S&P is going to fall about maybe like 7 more points, and Nasdaq is going to fall probably close to fill the open. Good deal. Well, at least I was very eager to not take a long. That's what I said this morning. I really didn't feel the need to chase the long here. I only grabbed the dip at MHP, and when it failed, I got out of the way. So you got the risk management is really because you guys are learning that from here. That's exactly what I do. If I take my long pivot and it fails, I'm going to sit out and wait. I'm not going to be eager to jump in and be crazy, right? We're going to let her die today. Market bad, fill that gap, go to here, 934. Ski Trader, scroll up in the dynamic channel. I made posts about this, what this is. This is a test data point. This is the newer model. I reformulated my monthly hedge pressure and weekly hedge pressure models with a better version of my real-time open interest estimate. This is replacing the other dynamic. because in my journey as a training Jedi, I have become more one with the Force as the years have gone by, and I've written a better model for real-time open interest, which gives us a crisper, cleaner, single hedge pressure estimate. So this is not the max or min. This is posted in the Discord. This is a photo that I put in there. It's testing right now, but I always trade with the test data to give it a shot. It's hard to hard to deny that this is the pivot that we're looking for, right? Oops, over here. Trying to show you guys the volume. You want to see volume and pivoting action at or near this level. And even in the overnight, like this is exactly it. When you pass through it, look at all that volume there, right? So this is evidence. What's up, James? What's up? What's up? Nasdaq filling that gap there. Woo. I'm glad I'm out of the way of this. Got to get in and out quick. That's really what happens. Sometimes it just breaks the pivot and you got to walk away and kind of let it do its thing. I have no strong pivots today to play from. S&P is now losing resilience, half gap. As resistance, S&P might fly down and fill the gap. So it looks like we're going lower, possibly down to here. What is the gap I'm talking about? What do you mean? Filling the gap on SPY. Like SPY fills the gap, QQQ fills the gap. So QQQ is gapped up, right? If you look on the chart. Right here. QQQ open here, QQQ closed here. Now I'm looking at Nasdaq futures. Yeah, this is, I mean, this is all from the boot camp, you guys. So we teach all of this stuff. So you guys got to come to the boot camp and I'll teach it all to you. Yeah, I took an MHP long and then that's it. So this is the new dynamic model. So in the Discord, you guys are going to see a little bit of a different, thing. Normally, the old model, the original model, is posting an estimate. We had an estimate for MHP and then we had a high and low range for hedge pressure because I had not finished my real-time open interest model for weeklies. It's a little more complex than the monthlies. And so once I finished my real-time open interest, I was able to complete my weekly model and consolidate the range of low and high to an actual number as well for the estimate. This is estimating real-time open interest, it's the whole thing. And then when I fixed that model, I also applied some of those parameters to my hedging model for monthlies. So now I have what used to be a range for blue and a single solid pivot for orange. Now there's one of each, that's it. I've consolidated and the model is slightly better. And the idea is the actionability of the pivot and the high volume is all we care about. And probabilistic edge. Do we stay on the same side more than 80% of the time? And that's what I'm testing right now. Let me show you guys what some of the testing. And again, so before I release it to you guys, I test it live. So on my screen, you're going to see me using data that is not canon. Like I'm actually guinea pigging it right now. And I do this for you guys because I'm not going to go out there and release something that I haven't tested with my own money. I'm not going to turn something to the public and say, this is a cool indicator, guys, have fun with it. You know, buy it from me. And this has never been this way. We have a very complex system here where we actually go through it as a team. I put the test data available to you guys. We've been testing it for about 2 weeks now. So you guys can actually look at it and tell me what you think. We're looking to see if blue and orange is a pivot with high volume. That's it. And it's to see if my assessments were correct. I made some new assumptions in the open interest model. I learned a little bit about market makers and my journey as a Jedi. I've learned a little bit more. And breaking through it creates volume, things like that. I've gotten stronger with my power. I can now shoot force lightning out of my fingertips. There's a bounce there, which is good. We break through, there's volume. Touch it, there's volume. Like, this is key. This is showing me that it's right. That's all we want to see. And then before I release it to you guys with the new stuff, like I said, I'm on a journey to meet people, to learn things, to discover new things, and create a better model. And it's been pretty damn good. This is like pivoting all throughout here all night. And again, every time you touch these levels, volume and volume. So it means I'm doing something better. Doesn't mean the other one is wrong. The other one is right as well. The other one is discovering volume, but this is discovering more volume. Here's the bounce that night with volume. Here's the bounce that day with volume. You can't argue with the fact that it's doing what we want it to do, right? Oops, let me make this so you can see this. So now what it is, I'm going to test it before I release it. I'm going to actually trade off of it to see if it's actionable personally. And then, right, volume, 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 right? It's looking pretty damn good. And this is a year of work. So like I said, I'm super happy to see what it's doing now. And today, and ladies and gentlemen, today the market's opening and selling. As we know, this is the first day in a while we've opened below monthly hedge pressure on NASDAQ. And this is the day we're selling off at the top. So these are dynamic, these are static, but the real actual calculation is dynamic. It will move in real time now. I don't think I mentioned this to you guys. The actual number now moves because my real-time open interest model is complete. So hedge pressures will actually be able to move around. On here, it's static. I just draw them. But technically speaking, it can move around. Y'all want me to see? Now, again, the ones on the platform move around because they're converted from static levels. Here, this is real hedge pressure and real monthly hedge pressure. We did a thing where we did an estimate at the end of the day for the overnight calcs, and it ended up being that those overnight calculation pivots still worked in the morning session. We only use this one overnight, and people have been realizing that it's also a good pivot in the daytime as well. Like today is an example of that. So the actual real-time open interest model. Hang tight. Let me open it up. Let me show you. Let me get you the prototype going, and I'll run it. Let's run NASDAQ really quick. I will show you what it's doing in real time. In real time, it moves, and I will move it with my hand. I'll just load it up here. All right, let me get this going on here. All right, cool. So the idea is that it will actually be moving around. And right now, this is currently telling me it is at 23,899. So the real-time open interest model is moving around. So right now it's bringing it to about there. So this is basically using the open interest as it changes and showing you where the pivoting action is. So this is telling me it should be there now. But the fact that we open underneath it, there is resistance there. And this has since moved from there to there. So this is getting one step closer to real-time hedge pressures. So currently right now, 920, it's moved up. It's starting to move based on how the options market is shifting. So the question becomes, if we can have this thing move around in real time, can we have the most dynamic approach to pivoting? And it jumps all over the fucking place. Like, it's like crazy how it works. It is like moving like crazy. So the hard part is like right now it's here and then it moved to 920. And so we'll see what it does. The gap, oh, no problem. I'm glad to explain that to you guys. So we'll see what it says. Anyways. But the overnight calculation, normally when you open below it, it does indicate there's a shift, right? So the idea is that this is the day that we open below it, right? And we end up below it. Open above, open above, open above, open above, open below, and we're below it again. You see how cool that is? That's exactly what we want to see. Last night, this was a question to me, and what I'm also testing today, why I avoided taking the long chase on the break. I only bought the dip to see if I had it, and we lost it. So the idea is that the real technique is going to be, if you open below this orange, it's a sell-off day. That's basically as good as it gets. Or if you crash below it, it's a sell-off day. So every single time we've ended up below orange, it's been sell-off. 1, 2, 3. It's 3 for 3. Here, well, that's a little bit. I guess that still counts for. Here, 5. That's the goal. It's the goal, which is why this morning I felt iffy about this, because I'm so believing how good this is that I was like, oh, we open below it. It's probably not there. This is cool. Again, testing. We're just testing this out right now. But here's the best part, right? There's a bunch of garbage gurus out there. It's like, oh, this is my secret sauce. I can't tell you how it works. Can't let you see. Just buy it. Promise, bro. Trust me, bro. It works. Here I am. I'm like, you guys can watch me test it in real time. If it's shit, we'll see if it's shit in real time. I'm not doing Russell for the test. I'm only doing S&P and NASDAQ. If it sucks, then we get to go to the drawing board in real time. But at least you guys get to see me trade using it, as well as revealing like the test data, so you guys can see. Here are the theories, right? The theories are, I have a stronger real-time open interest model. So technically speaking, I have hedge pressure that moves and changes now instead of static, to see where that pivoting actually is in real time. Right, this 920 level is where this is kind of shifted towards. Now it's underneath it. It's putting a floor under the market. Can we utilize that, right? Is that useful to something? Second thing is, when you break below it, is there going to be volume when you break through it? That's the next question. If you have volume when you push through hedge pressure, then it's exactly what it's supposed to do. It's just predict volume. Monthly is the bigger of the two. Weekly is the blue. And when you touch monthly, is there volume? That's question number 1. Well, yes, here, here, and here. And the overnight, the average volume of 800 goes to almost 3,000 when you're touching it. Okay, perfect. Check, there's volume. Number 2, when you break through it, is there irrational volume spikes? Because that's what you expect. Yes and yes. So that's all lining up to what the theory says hedge pressure should be. And the second time is when you break through it. Would you guys agree? Just quick, like, we like to let the community tell me what you think. When you touch it, do we agree there's volume on the tap? And do we agree that when you break it, there's irrational sporadic volume, which is what the theory suggests and states we should expect? Would you guys, at least on this instance, you see this and go, yeah, that's kind of what we want to see on hedge pressure. You guys have been through the boot camp. You guys will know that, right? How do you trade off a moving target? T6. We don't know yet. This is, you're watching somebody invent on the fly. I have no idea. That's the best part. I share it with you guys so that we can all brainstorm together. What happens when we get to a moving target? How do we trade off of it? Can we trade off of it? This is a beautiful thing. Did we discover something that's just neat, or something that's useful, or something that's just a dud? We don't know. When it touches it, it gets volume, yeah. When we break through it, it's sporadic, choppy volume. That's expected. That's the theory of hedge pressure. And the new model supports all the observations, support what we expect, which is good. Same thing here. When you touch it, is there volume? Check and check. We would agree, right? Volume here, volume here. It means it's exactly what it's meant to do. And when we break through it, is there sporadic volume? And we calculate this at 5:45 the night before. So these are calculations done yesterday, by the way. And that's how good it is. And is there sporadic, crazy volume when you break through it? Well, yeah, we could agree on this one as well. Sporadic, crazy volume when you break through it. Check. So it's looking like it's designed within the parameters of, or expectations of what we want to see on it. Here, we broke below it, and then it's crazy and sporadic volume. Is that the case? Right? And I would say relative to, you know, the Asia session, yeah, crazy sporadic volume. It's not clean. And so this is exactly what you expect to see. And same thing here, right? And this is when the equity session, when we break through it, there's crazy sporadic volume. Look, the volume is like elevated the entire time. You don't normally see a big volume spike that continues to grow. So yes, it is exactly perfect so far. And I'm going to test it for a month before I release it to you guys and see if it's actionable. And here's yesterday when we fell to it. It didn't break and there's no crazy sporadic volume. It held. Here's your volume increase when you get to it. So the idea, this is gamma exposure of market makers. We're the first people in retail to have a dealer exposure model. You're welcome. We hacked Wall Street. That's what we say. It's cute, right? It's cute to say that. Here's the volume when you break through it. And that's at MOC, but you guys get the drill. But at least we can agree that there's volume at the pivot. Volume here, right? These are weeklies. Volume when you break through it, sporadic, crazy volume on the break. And it means that the levels are good. Now, the other insight is that when you open below monthly hedge pressure, you usually stay below it. And open above, you stay above it under ideal conditions, which means you have agreement with the monthly hedge resilience 90% of the time. Today, we don't have agreement with monthly resilience. It's actually positive, which makes this roughly 74% of the time current back test on the old model. So if we say 3 out of 4 times you stay on the same side as you opened, then this was not a believable break. And therefore the market is resetting to where it needs to go. And all other times in the past when we broke through orange, the market did sell that day. It did not rally through it. So it was good for me to get out of the way when that was happening, right? Anywho, the new model is very good. It makes new assumptions that I never had thought to have made years ago when I built it. I've certainly, like I said, I've certainly grown in my studying of both the light and dark side of the force. I've learned a little bit. My understanding of how market makers behave has gotten a lot better, and therefore my model's gotten a lot stronger. Just good. So essentially what I'm saying is you break through orange or open below orange. It's not breaking through orange is a crash when you break from top to bottom. When you open below it, it's not a crash. It's just bearish, but it can be a crash. We're going to be careful about that. So today when I got the read last night, I was like double checking. You guys remember when I did the boot camp, I was like, I think the data's wrong. Let me double check. And I was going through the data. I was like, oh, this is weird that it's above here. And I was like, nope, it is what it is. And this is what was alarming to me. I was like, we opening below it, which is not usual in a bull market. Right. So could we use that as an early warning sign to know that the market's going to pull back? Right. Bro is Mace Windu, LOL. A perimeter around the survivors create. How you get this volume chart? Oh, that's on Thinkorswim. There's a 40-point difference. Well, the thing is that when you think of a hedging model that is hedge pressure, I'm assuming different types of trades. I'm looking for some kind of like, sort of like, loop that goes around, that kind of like goes to a certain trader and then comes back in and hedges, like a complete trading loop where I can assume all these components have options or hedging. And then certainly I've discovered some other branches to my hedging loops that actually create additional volume. What it means is I've identified other traders as market makers that I didn't previously identify as. And now that I understand different ways people hedge, I built into the model. But that's additional to the real-time open interest model being more complete. I identified different sort of ways to account for possible open interest change with clever mathematics. You don't ever know the real-time open interest because you never know. It's printed one time and all you know is volume. You know the order, you know the timestamp, and you know the value, and that's it. You don't know if it added to the open interest, subtracted the open interest, if it was exercised, but you can make those assumptions if you're watching other markets simultaneously. An example, if you see a trade of 1,000 options, then you see a trade of 100,000 shares, immediately someone exercised the options and dumped the shares. The options have vanished. You can subtract that from the open interest. You make assumptions like this. And that's just one easy understanding, but I've made some complex assumptions, like very, very complex. And yeah. The Mac window effect. Let's go. Get the violet lightsaber. I'm not gonna be in your movie unless I get a violet lightsaber. Which I thought, obviously you guys, Star Wars Mace Windu is one of the strongest Jedis that ever lived. I thought Samuel L. Jackson was a great casting of that. Why would you not cast the world's biggest badass in the role of like the second biggest badass Jedi? Well, maybe like, you know, like who else could you have cast? All right, still kind of chopping around on the sidelines here. Denzel or Samuel? You know, it's hard to say because they both like some of the role, like Denzel's roles have been like so badass. Like when he was the gangster, that was good. He's been in some pretty like realistic badass roles, but Samuel L. Jackson's been in some like comic book badass roles, you know. That's kind of hard to say. Who's the bigger badass? It's like saying who's the better, like, you know, because Samuel L. Jackson's more of like a comical badass, but yeah, Training Day, hell yeah. Denzel and Equalizer, Angry Will Smith. True. All right. Overnight low Nasdaq, yeah. So good to know that, you know, my original sensation on this was that this was probably going to sell. I bought the dip, got out of the way, and I'm cool. Again, this is just pretty neat. I'm in no rush to make anything else happen. Let's analyze what we have. We've bounced at the open. Can the open be support? And it currently says we have all resistances here in Nasdaq. Unless resilience goes positive, I'm not willing to buy the dip here. Kind of let this market just kind of chill out today. I'm gonna wait for conditions to improve. I'm gonna sit out until they do. See if anything gets better. Technically speaking, if there is a long pivot, this is the only one today, and it's to bet that resilience does get better. S&P at half cap could be a play today, but for whatever it's worth, I'm gonna kind of chill on this one. Orange man at 25 minutes, yeah. So VIX is rising because low trading volume increasing. I would say not necessarily low trading volume is not part of the VIX equation, but it leads to the reason that there is volatility. Lack of volume is an indication of lack of participants, which is lack of liquidity. And so the people that are trading are just sort of like all over the place, and therefore volatility is going up. So low volume can lead to high volatility. It doesn't guarantee it, because if the low volume is still condensed in a liquid spot, volatility won't go up. But with low volume and high volatility is a direct indication of illiquidity. So that's bad, right? You know, it's bad for the market to be stable and bullish. Yeah, you nailed it. So today's caution comes from the fact that VIX has broken through monthly hedge pressure. We have a complete irrational signal, which was my first alarm to close out on my trade, and I used that to get out of the way. Once you have VIX hedge pressure break to the upside, it's one of those rules that I immediately trim down or sit out. I like to do that personally because once VIX itself surprises by tipping over, people will start chasing long VIX because of VIX call options going in the money. And UVXY also represents that same thing. So hedge pressure breaks on VIX trigger an immediate red flag in the market. So that's really why I got out of my long trade, which is perfect. And I used that to my advantage, even though this was kind of like looking like it was bouncing. I did get out of the way of the long side, right? Wait, somebody said, it's like low volume doesn't necessarily, if that makes any sense, doesn't necessarily mean high volatility. Volatility is a representation of where the buyers and sellers are. Even if you have one buyer and one seller and they're literally right here on top of each other, you're not going to see the volatility. But if the one buyer and one seller are spread out, you will. And the idea is lower volume, the higher probability that the randomness does create volatility, because people can be anywhere they want to be. Usually with higher volume, there's a higher concentration of traders, and therefore it tends to be a little bit more liquid at times, but the volume doesn't necessarily imply liquidity. But low volume and high volatility is the dangerous recipe of quick moves. Can I create a trading view indicator that shows rocket scooter levels? Can make it invite only for those who pay for the platform? There's like no way to do that and police that. Two things. Number one is trading view can't take inputs from an API. Like our API that feeds the chart, these inputs can't feed trading view. Trading view has no external input, but you can create a trading view application that you manually update, which the way I can give it to you guys on trading views, I have to hire an employee to update it every morning into the back end, and then it updates and live on everybody's trading view. Then we'd have to police that somehow by making sure that you guys, we have a payment portal that connects to the trading view API and verifies, gives you a license, server that gives you a license somehow. I guess trading view might have one in their little ecosystem, and then it becomes a huge crazy extra staffing, right? And extra things that could break. That was options Friday expiration. Show up in rocket scooter. What do I look at? Nothing. I don't treat it. We don't treat Friday any differently than any other day. Here comes a Trump train. Oh, did you like that, John? Slightly Jedi map. Again, and you know how John's been with us for a while. He knows how I am. I get excited about the new things, but I'm very skeptical. I'm like the last person that believes in my own tools. People always have like meme me for it. Matt creates something and then everyone else starts loving it and liking it, and Matt's the last person to be sold on the idea. I'm like the most hypercritical of anything I create. I got to be very convinced before I release it. And a lot of times people are like, oh man, I've been using the test data every day and it crushes. I've been killing it. And they're like, you should release it. It's good. And I'm like, I'm always so standoffish. When I find something new and cool, I don't like to let like 2 weeks of data, like even though 2 weeks of data has been pretty stellar, I still don't look at it and go, oh, okay. I tested dynamic DD bands for like 6 months before I released it, by the way. And all the cool things we do with the bands, right? 6 months before I released it, since the prototype came out. This one is not going to take 6 months. This one will probably take a month to release it. But the idea that we're one step closer to having, you know, hedge pressure that can possibly move. The question is, if it moves, is it actually useful? Or does it dance all over the place because the options market is just so sporadic that my estimate model is just estimating all over the place, and then it becomes useless. But the idea is if we can have a real-time moving pivot that just shows that the floor is now underneath you. Imagine if the pivot was above you, above you, above you, and then it switched to being below you, and that was your sign of the reversal, right? Somebody jumped in and bought something and everything changed. That's the idea that I, dream that something like that could be made, even though it's probably not going to ever happen. Still though, it's a cool thought, right? Do I need an employee, or can one of us do it? No, the answer is we can't do it because there's no way we can get in the trading view without somebody going in and updating it every day. And what happens if you call in sick? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to piss off hundreds of clients. Therefore, I need 2 employees and a backup redundancy and a whole system to manage it. And it just is like the reason why we never did it before, because it's kind of hard to, it's a loss to us as a company. There's no way we would generate a return on that. It'd be like a nice to have for some people, but we would ultimately like cost us money to do that. And then we'll have to have a whole new tech support for that environment, and then it becomes extra tech support staff and stuff. The idea is we want to incorporate our tools into a big trading platform that comes out very soon, like one of the big prop trading platforms or something where we are actually in someone else's platform, and then you get all their resources to help you with that, and then it's all automated. So trust me, my dream would be to have our tools everywhere. Is it economically feasible though? That's kind of where we've always been with that. We've had this discussion before. Can we go to the marketplace and create a connection where it's like download our indicators for Rocket Scooter, download our indicators for TradingView, download our indicators for X and YZ platform? The answer is we're ultimately probably going to do that. If we get rid of our own platform, then Rocket Scooter will be impregnated into multiple places rather than our own. The money we save by losing the overhead of the platform can be instead spent for supporting other platforms. There's benefit to both places. They have a thicker tech support staff. You can trade your prop accounts inside that platform. That's great for you guys. Great for us, we save money. You guys get better data feeds for cheap. We're hijacking on their revenues to support the overhead of the backend. And we don't have to go waste our resources building into the platform. Instead, we use our resources to build tools, which is what you guys like us for. I don't need to be competing in the platform business against all these juggernauts, you know, $50 million VC cash infusion prop firms and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way I'm going to be able to compete in the platform space anymore. Now that I know everyone I know in the prop space is making a trading platform to the likes of Thinkorswim, Project X, things like that. That's a race I don't want to be in anymore. So now the goal is to have our stuff in other places like TradingView and other platforms. And therefore we can shift our resources to that as a company and just be a tool development portion in Rockseer. Am I short? Nope, no short. I'm sitting out. So to answer your question is, now, Sir Buck, if TradingView indicators can call APIs now, that'd be something that would be news to me. But if they could, that'd be interesting to know. What I do know is that I built a trading platform for somebody else who's a big indicator salesperson. They're one of the bigger ones in the space. I built their trading platform for them, and they used to have their tools on Thinkorswim and on Thinkorswim on TradingView. And half the reason they sourced us to build a platform because they were staffing an employee to update parameters every morning for their tools in TradingView to re-release new parameters. And it was a huge pain in the ass because imagine the day that person's gone for a week or something, and then the data just doesn't go through to the customers and everybody's mad, sort of thing. And they were like, we need our own platform where it's automated and updated, right? And so we were like, well, why don't we just create the API for you and update it on the server process and then just spit the values to TradingView. Then we looked at it and like, oh, well, TradingView doesn't have a incoming traffic lane. And then they were like, well, let's just build our own platform then. That makes it easier. Then we can update it on a back-end server process and then update the platform on the front end and yada yada. And so we built a platform for another company on the premise that you couldn't do that. And that was, you know, that's why they came to us. But if TradeAway would open their damn APIs, dude, if TradeAway would open their APIs, we could be very fast competitors in the space, because I would have every prop firm you can trade on my platform. And the problem is we developed the platform hoping that would happen. The fact that it didn't happen, I can see the writing on the wall as far as the platform goes. You can't trade prop firms in here, and all the prop firms are going to make their own platforms. So, you know, ideally, you're going to want to see our tools where you're trading. That's what you guys want. So I'm trying to get, you know, I'm a visionary in business. I can see the answers. I'm not going to survive as a trading platform at all. There's no way I'm going to compete. I don't have the resource, and I don't want to compete. I want to build the tools in the platform, and every other platform out there wants to stand out from each other. How do you stand out? You have some of the world's best trading tools exclusively in your platform. That's how they stand out from each other. And I've had companies asked to work with us exclusively with our tools in their platform. So keep that in mind. It's the best of all. It's a Nash equilibrium. Everybody wins kind of thing. And we can double down on our resources developing the tools faster. You guys don't want to deal with like, hey, Matt, when can we get alerts? Matt, when can we get bracket orders? Matt, when can we get you know, a P&L statement in the platform? The shit that everyone else is already building, let them build it. Either A, we can white label something and continue to go, but then we have to carry all the overhead of data feeds and entitlement and all the extra stuff we have to do just to run a platform, much less tools in a platform. Why don't we just shift to the tools? Because that's what we're famous for, right? So TradingView Lite has an API that you can send inbound information to the front end of TradingView. Does it have it? It has it now? We haven't looked into the TradingView thing in like 3 years. So like the last time we did this like 3 years ago. Austin, they got you? Okay, dude. I'm glad to hear that. Song time. All right. Well, I don't know, guys. Be careful today. Like S&P is at half gap, and Resilience is less than 0. So be very careful that we don't sell off and build a gap today. Not looking good, guys. Boop, boo, boop, 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 boo. Or it just got negative, y'all. Negative res, negative res, negative res, half gap. This is a gap fill. S&P another 10 or 20 points, probably to the downside. Good wait time, yeah, in a little bit. So, would you guys? I know I talked about it before, but you guys would like that idea, like if I partnered up with. Say that like company Y is building a trading platform and company Y is a really big prop firm, and company Y's trading platform may be compatible with all kind of prop firms if we can trade in company Y's platform. And with the click of a button, Rocket Scooter tools, just like they are now, pop up in that platform, and now everything's in one environment. Tell me if you guys like the idea of that. That's just a general question. You guys like the idea of that? Better than our platform and someone else's platform side by side on the screen, right? Like, I'm always good about sharing my intention with everybody and being transparent. This is something I developed for the community, so I like getting y'all's feedback on it, right? Like I said, My Funded Futures is building a platform right now. Really? Yeah, good idea, right? Yeah. Yeah, there's potential there too, right? Would have to use their prop firm only. Right. So the idea is that it would lock us into one prop firm, maybe. But you might not even have to use the prop firm's prop service to use their platform. So at minimum, for those of you in that boat, it would kind of be like a lateral move. You'd have a prop firm's platform here and then your trading platform over here at the same side. So for, and in the worst case scenario, it's no different than what you're already doing now. Now, the idea is if I can be in every prop firm's platform, that'd be kind of cool. I would consider it, but the problem is company Y now has more overhead and they don't want to offer what they used to, like Tops Up. Yeah, that's you're right. Yeah, no, the prop firm would be good. Yeah, no, but the platform and the prop firm business would be different, right? The platform itself is a platform. It's going to have data feeds coming in. It's going to have a DOM order flow. I would say that you probably won't have to use a prop firm's services to use a prop firm's platform. You can just use the platform straight up. Even if there is no trading being done, you can probably just log in and use the platform. And I would make it to where if you bought my tools, you can use their platform informationally without having to trade the prop. Now, you might not be able to trade other props in it, but in that scenario, you just put that platform to the side like you already do now. No, the thing is that you guys wouldn't notice a change if we were to do that. That's a great question. Lifetime members or whatever. You guys would notice zero change. I would make sure that it's exactly the same. You would just wake up, click launch Rocket Scooter, and then somebody else's platform pops up with it in it. Nothing should change for you guys. It would be an overnight switch, and everything should be the same. You might have to go sign up for data feeds, right? Well, there'll be an onboarding process. Again, this is a year, somewhere this year sort of thing. We're exploring it. Yeah, and you could trade it right off the chart. And the idea is that we had built this platform for the ability to do all of this, but the way that we're looking at it now is that we don't have an edge to compete anymore because we can't put Tradeabate's API, which was our original plan, got axed and we can't connect to it. So you can't trade prop firms in here, and prop firms exploded much bigger than I ever thought they would. And therefore, that's the future. I see it. That's the future. Unless regulation kicks in, that's the future. Even so, they're all building platforms and becoming brokers anyways. I can't compete with that. I don't want to compete with that. It's going to be ultra saturated, 10 different platforms, 10 different props. They've all got 10 times the resources I do. There's no way. our tools are good, they're amazing, but they're not enough to float a trading platform that's missing features. As a platform by itself, if you don't use Rocket Scooter's style of trading, the platform is not useful to you. Even if it weren't able to trade other places, we can't trade props in it. Every prop firm that's clearing their own platform is going to make sure you trade their prop in their platform. So the doors are going to come more and more closed as time goes by. I was hoping as time went by, more and more prop firms would be able to connect to our platform as they're all building. You guys understand the cock block here. Every other, if a prop firm is building their own platform, it's so that you trade in their system only. So more and more and more companies building platforms, it's going to be less likely that I can connect to prop firms as time goes by. So I see the writing on the wall. So now it's time to join forces with somebody. Yeah. So like as a businessman, the goal is to see the future, right? As a trader as well. The goal is to see the future. And it's clear and easy to see the future here. And we'll survive no matter what. Our business is doing very well, by the way. Our business is killing it. We're up 600% this year. Right? Yeah, my plan got derailed. I mean, but our business is doing great. Let's be real. But the idea comes down to, let's get ahead of the curve, right? Who do we team up with? Should we be in multiple platforms? That'd be ideal, right? I can see that half gap to fill gap. You guys see that right there? Pretty simple. Pretty simple to see. Half gap to fill gap, res is negative. We saw that on the bouncing, didn't we? S&P resilience went negative right here, leading indicator, and it's now going to fill the gap. Boy, oh boy, I was so happy that this morning I've kind of kept my head on, my loss to minimum, which is good. Like that. But ideally, right, it'd be cool if we were in multiple platforms and you just basically would go to Rocketplace, you know, go to Rocketplace, buy, you know, a license to the tools, and then it just works everywhere you go. That's my thought. Like we have it to where we're on the back end, an API connection. We're not built in anybody's platform. It's just a connection that sends data forward. And that essentially you would just buy a license here and then you can shop it everywhere else. Like the problems that you have with data feeds. You buy data feed at TradingView, you can't use it anywhere else but TradingView. But here, if you bought Rocket Scooter from us, then you could actually just, it works everywhere. Wherever you log in, that license is activated. And that would be my goal. That way you can just take our tools everywhere you go. And I think that to us would be the future of where we'd like to go. That makes sense to you guys. So you like that? Do y'all like that idea? And then I can build backtesting modules and all these other things. And then our goal would be to build a tool set and to build front end UI for each individual platform. And then we just release it as a patch to everybody's platform. And then we release, you know, the API, the calculations are one-time release in the back end, right? A plugin, yeah, like a plugin for all kind of platforms. And so we spend the years developing backtesting modules and all kinds of cool shit that you guys want, automations and everything, and then we just put it other places. The only thing that would be different is that, you know, you would just see a different label at the top. We would have the modules create all the same effects. For our data feeds, AMP, right? Yeah, that's who most people use. What platform do I recommend choosing on AMP? You mean when you're signing up on AMP? You can choose Rocket Scooter. It's in there. So if you go to AMP, our platform is in their system. So when you're signing up for their data services, just talk about I'll like hook you up with that. But if you guys aren't against that idea, it's something I'm seriously talking about. And it's because we've had some like change of hearts ever since we realized the prop industry is now taking over. It's a whole new world. And we got to position ourselves for the future. We want to be on top still when we go into the future. We will still be on the top. I had this whole dream of building this amazing platform ecosystem that you can trade every single account, every single prop firm in, and the world is going exclusive. That competition is so strict and steep that there's not going to be like this, oh, you can trade our prop everywhere. Top Step is leading the pack. Top Step is like, fuck you. You're trading in my platform or fuck off. Like this is the new paradigm. And other prop firms will follow suit. I know because I talked to the creators. I've talked to 3 platform creators this month about this very thing. Well, one of them a couple months ago. Matt, I talked to Matt in Tradester. And I've talked to 2 more that are developing trading platforms that are prop firms as well. The industry, so I have the inside scoop that industry is going this way. Everybody's going to go the exclusive model. Like you're going to have to trade their platform and their prop and only in that environment. Trade8 started the trend. You have to use our platform to use our prop services. They closed the API so that I can't connect to it with Rocket Scooter. The only person that can connect to Trade8's API is TradingView. And it's only because it's TradingView and because they negotiated with them to keep that on as a legacy CQG. They call it the legacy CQG API, which is the only channel that CQG still has open to Trade8. And TradingView is the only company that got that blessing to trade your prop firms in TradingView. So we got cut off. We can't compete with TradingView now. And now everyone else is taking, and now Project X is taking, and Top Step X is taking that same approach to where you have to trade Top Step inside of Top Step's platform. So very few prop firms now are going to be like, oh, it's okay, trade my prop firm and everyone else's platform. Even though you think that will be better for customers to be able to trade anywhere they want to, the prop firms have a different understanding. They want you in their ecosystem, and it's the cell phone model. Once they get you in the door, you're staying there. Once you go to AT&T, once you're in, there's a whole psychology and a whole study on how good this is. Once you've committed to something, it's very hard to uncommit and go somewhere else. That's why they give you these sweet deals to join cell phone services or cable providers or whatever. Oh yeah, get your phone, get a free phone, get a $500 gift card. Once you're in the system, the inconvenience and the hurdle of changing prevents you from changing. So I think everybody's going into this stay in our ecosystem model. Once you go, Apple perfected it. Once you buy an Apple iPhone and buy the iPods that only work with the iPhone and the AirPods, you buy the charger that only works with the iPhone back in the day, you were kind of stuck because you had to make all these extra investments to be in an iPhone. You'd have to go rebuy everything to go to a Google phone, right? So that business mentality is where prop firms are going. They're selling you cigarettes. They're tickling your gambling addiction with the fucking casino. Once they get you in the door, you're hooked. And so they want you in their platform, and they want their platform to have stickiness. And so that's why a lot of them are like, we'd like to talk to you about putting Rocket Scooter tools in the platform. You guys are one of the most popular growing things in the space. We'd like to have your stuff in our platform. And this is what is being talked about. Because they want stickiness. They want everyone that uses your stuff in their stuff. And I'm like, okay, I can see where this is going now. People want you in their ecosystem and buy the charger, and then you're stuck with it, right? Imagine a prop firm saying, ooh, oh, Matt's 10,000 customers will all be using our prop services now because they have to use our platform, kind of thing. I can see the writing on the wall. Nobody out there is like, let's just let everyone trade. You can trade our prop firm everywhere now. Nobody's going that direction. Top Step and Trade8 started the trend of this exclusive. People are gonna be building fucking moats around their castles now, and that's it. All right. The AirPods work with Android. Yeah, they do now. The other ones you had to actually plug them into the phone, remember? But they want stickiness, LOL. All right, fill in the gap right here. Fill in the gap. So the way that I've been experiencing Fund Next ever since they've made all their revamps and updates, it's actually been working very well. I haven't noticed many delays anymore. Only the people that fell through the cracks that one time during that last sale are the ones that had problems. They since fixed their systems, but it's not like it came up and retroactively applied to everybody's old accounts. If you fell through the cracks, it's had to manually get you back in. And so now it seems like the new experience is like, once you get funded, you get your account the next day, your KYC is passed really simply, and it seems to be working. In my personal experience, and again, trust me, they don't have like a special flag on my account that's like, well, let's give Matt some extra perks than no one else gets. I'm in the same boat as you guys. I had to wait a week to get accounts as well. And so don't feel like, you know. So I don't know if the experience is better for you guys. So far, it's been pretty decent. I buy an account and immediately will show up. I'll get past an account, do my KY, or pass account, do my agreement, get the account the next day. A reset works immediately. So now it feels like they decongested some of it. I don't know. The new sale only, they owe us. Yeah, no, I told them they better come back later with a big fat freaking sale again. Something good. Austin, yeah, when it comes down to like you versus their rules, it's going to be hard for me to debate like if it's a rule break or whatever. Your case is special. For me, it's like I'm arguing administrative things. Basically, I told him, like, I was like, look, I'm going to give you a list of emails. They were like, yeah, we'd love to work with you and keep working with your community. I was like, well, here's what you're going to do for us. I'm going to give you a list of emails. You're going to put these guys at the front of the line. You're going to solve all their problems as long as it's within reason. Like, I understand that some people might have broken the rules, and if the rules are the rules, that's fine. But I want every case investigated, refund the people who need refunded, give people the accounts, and get it done now, or we walk. And they were like, okay, you know, we got you guys. And so that's really the power, quote unquote, that we have. I can't go out there and say, you know, hey, this person violated the microscalping rule, give them an account, because the rule is the rule, right? Your case is different, but a lot of people were like writing me on Twitter, like, this firm's a scam because there's microscalping, like who trades like that? Some of these baby influencers out there, I call them baby influencers because nobody ever heard of them, but they sell like a bajillion prop codes. They're like, who restricts microscalping? I'm like, who fucking trades 5 seconds on a trade? Like, what kind of like ADHD squirrel are you? Like, this is not real trading. If I owned a prop firm that actually supported real traders and funded real traders, I'd tell you microscalping bullshit and get the I'm not funding you with my money, making 5 second trades. I'd be the same way. That's not real trading. You don't have an edge. You're trading noise. I would 100% be like, I would not, it's a valuable strategy for some people. I would choose not to invest in that. I want to see an edge in the market. That's the range of noise. And they can choose to have the rule or not have the rule. That's up to them. But if the rule is there and you violate the rule, it's what it is. But you have to stay on the other side. You know, on the other side of the coin, it's a no profit split, 100% payout, uncapped payout firm that doesn't exist. So they're going to have additional safeguards for the additional $1 million grand slam. And people have to understand that. But then people are like, well, I want to be able to microscalp and get uncapped payouts and get no payout split. I'm like, why don't you just ask them for a check then? I mean, like, really, that's kind of where you are. They have to put some safeguards in there because it's so easy to game the system in microscalping. You can do all kinds of tricks that it's not even real trading to game the system and completely bankrupt the company with it. So they have to be careful with the uncapped payout system will have microscalping rules. It's part of the risk models. And that's why nobody has microscalping rules like that. And they actually changed it, which was good, but I wouldn't. 5 second trades in and out. I mean, I'm glad you do. If it happens, it happens. But it doesn't mean that or more than 40% of your trades are microscalping, I wouldn't call that a viable strategy, right? Like, if some, it happens sometimes, I get it. But if most of your trades are like 5-second trades, if I had a $10 million endowment and I wanted to fund 10 traders, I would fund 0 traders that traded like that. Because I know the probabilities of having an edge in that small of a time frame is practically 0. But that's just my risk model if I had a prop firm. So if I were supporting real traders and giving them real funded accounts, like if I was like, take $1 million of my money and trade it, I would support 0 people that traded like that, because I know that edge doesn't scale to that level. And while it does provide winning trades here and there, it's not a consistent edge, and therefore I know I would lose money. So I'm sure as the prop firm that has uncapped payouts would see it in the same light of, yeah, people, this is not the real kind of trading we want to fund, and which is totally fine because a prop firm can create whatever rules they want, right? But what I didn't like was that people were like, I don't like the rules, this firm is a scam, and I go, that's not fair. The rules are clearly stated. I think people are spoiled as traders and they just want whatever they want no matter what. But if the rules are completely stated, that's all fair, right? All fairness. But people don't understand the risk model. Like, for instance, people are like, I hate that Tradeify has a 7-day payout. Why can't I get daily payouts like Take Profit? And I go, well, you kind of sound like an idiot when you say that, because you have to understand, casino is going to give something and take something. Straight to funded, okay, payout windows. You can't have everything, because the prop firm has to make money somehow, right? And they're always going to have some kind of catch somewhere. If you get everything you want, then they're just handing out free money, right? And that's the whole point. Whereas improving on S&P, yeah, it certainly is. I'm eyeballing that if I should take a half gap trade, which is looking pretty solid, actually. But yeah, so straight to funded programs will always have payout windows. Always. You're never gonna have a straight to funded that just gives you instant payouts. A straight to funded like ETF and Tradeify, they're gonna have payout windows. You're getting paid out every so many days. Lump sum payouts that are really big usually are gonna make you trade long time to get them. Like My Funded Pro makes you trade 14 days. The crazy part is that while that is the common norm, is to send you through the gauntlet before you can get the big payout. Funded Next decided to only make you win 5 days and then give you the lump sum payout. That's why the model is so crazy good. Imagine My Funded Futures Pro, you got to trade 14 days to get the big fat payout. Funded Next is 5. Right? It's weird. It's too good to be true, right? So the idea becomes, okay, so yes, there's micro scalping, right? But I mean, what you get in return, give or take. That's how all prop firms are all the way. Yeah. Time for a long. I'm debating it. Like, I really am debating it. This is a nice little V shape here. I could probably do a. We do S&P. Half gap support. Res is somewhat positive. I can try. 2, which is medium setup, normal, or small setup S&P. Actually, probably should just do 1, but. Two S&P. Half gap support, betting that res goes positive. I don't know, but we'll see. Can I get the return to open? Giveaways today? Yeah, we'll do giveaways today. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with each individual trading style, but a firm has the ability to choose, you know, their rules. And I think it's okay to have rules like that, but there were some loudmouth baby influencers that were like, avoid the firm, a firm's a scam. And I'm like, why? Well, because there's micro scalping rules. Who would prevent traders from being like that? I was like, you sound like an idiot. The casino can say whatever game they want you to play. They can design the rules. Like, I hate this carnival. It's a scam. Why? Well, because they don't have the basketball game that I'm good at. Who cares? Go to the carnival that has the basketball game you're good at. They don't have... This one just has the shoot the water gun at the racing horses game. You know, it's like... Just because they don't have your flavor of ice cream doesn't mean that the food is poisonous. Like, I feel like people like that are just absolute engagement farming idiots that just want to try to be bigger influencers to make more money by rage baiting people. Ton of them online. Like, I've seen so many randos appear in this industry with hawking prop codes I've never heard of before. And that is their business, hawking codes and getting engagement. So I was like, I get it. People are rage baiting people on this stuff. Res, right. I went along with Res being negative, but I'm betting that Res becomes positive. I'm using this to try to get ahead. I want Res to go positive to confirm my trade. 2 is a medium position on S&P, which is fine. I'm grabbing it in just this one account. I'm betting to see if resilience will go positive. Now, again, with S&P, 0 is positive. Anything close to 0 is positive. Anything around 0, I tie break to the positive side, which is great. I'm just long in this one account here. Again, I'm going to debate if I want to do this one more time. One more account. All right, get some. Let me grab it in one more account here in NASDAQ. At the close, holding. Even though Res is negative, yes, I'm holding. And if it goes positive, it will be the confluence I want. And 0 is close enough for me. Yeah. But yeah. I'm giving up a profitable strategy if you don't short. I short. All the time. In a bear market. I don't short in bull markets. I take bull trades in bull markets as much as I can. Made 2 short trades at the East today. It took about 10 seconds. That's great. I make more money in 3 days of trading than most people do in 6 months of working. I don't need advice on how to trade. But I appreciate your strategy works for you. Because I love you, bro. Everybody's trading strategy is good. But it's like, you know, if somebody's like, you can make more money trading gold. Okay, cool. You could trade more money trading Bitcoin. People tell me that all the time. I'm like, okay. Good deal. But doesn't mean you're wrong or I'm wrong. Everybody's right. Or everybody's wrong at the same time. All right, so I'm looking right now. I want to see if Res pops. I'm in early just to see if it pops. If it does, half cap as a hold back to open. So if it's a 1.5 to 1 trade, 15 points S&P if I can get it. I grab it with 2. My confidence in this is like very low. Like I'm going to rate this like a B- trade. I want to see this. I want to see that above 0. That's for sure. What platform do I use? I'm using Trade Evade off to the right side. You guys remember, not just trading props on the site. I have my real futures account I trade, my real options account I trade. I do a lot of trading. Giveaway. Almost, yeah, a little bit. How often I take trades on my real account? fairly often. When you guys see me pick up my phone, that's usually what I'm doing. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way to trade. I'm not knocking anybody for, you know, if you take, like, the market moves up, the market moves down. They're all good strategies. And there's nobody, you know. Oh, I forgot to give you guys a screenshot of my P&L. My bad. Hold up. God didn't let me know that. Thanks for reminding me. I'm actively long in 3 accounts right now. I grabbed this long in 3. The account you see on the screen, this account's taking a beating, but it's not too bad. This one right here. So this is the one that you saw on the screen. On the other ones, fared out a little bit better. Not a big fat green across the board. I haven't touched on my fund index. Like I said, my fund index I was trading very light today because I wasn't really feeling it out. Hold on, make some space for it here. I think that's still green for the day, greenish, but we'll see. My Tradeifys took a little bit of a hit. The one on the screen did, the one that I was kind of fat on. That's the guy that's down 13. You guys got to see the worst of the accounts. The other ones turned out kind of okay. I'm currently long in, actually there's one account I still haven't even touched yet. In my funded, I only touching on A pluses. So my funded, no trades. These guys are all green. This one's actually on the edge now. I bought the dip. So I bought the dip here on the 2 red accounts. I'm not trading the greens, just the 2 red ones. And I bought the dip here. So the 3 that are red are the only ones I'm trading right now. I've rotated them in, which is why I tell you guys my strategy of rotating accounts. The ones that originally take the trade and lose, I get out of the way and then I rotate out. Then the other trades, whenever I take other accounts, I always rotate them in on the last second round of positioning. So now the ones that are red I'm working on, and that's it. That's it. This is the one that took a beating. So, but yeah, like, I mean, everyone has a trading strategy and it's cool. But the one thing is that you know, you go in there. I had somebody on Twitter the other day was like, "Don't worry, man, I'll coach you." I'm like, "Coach me on what?" Like, I'm good, man. Like, we're all right. I think that, like, it's just such a weird personal thing in trading. Everybody thinks their way is the only way. It's a whole psychological thing. Just like the baby influencers that are crying about, why does this platform allow my trading style? I don't know, because they don't. Like, then let's how come this baseball field doesn't let me play football? Because it's baseball. I don't know. Like, it's like everyone's just like me, cater to me. My way's the right way. And platforms have a risk model. You have to understand that these uncapped payout firms are going to have a lot of strict rules underneath them, and they're not. Funding's actually not really that bad either. This microscoping rule is a little tough, and I got them to change. Me and Brian tag team to get them to change it. We said, you got to change this, because they were counting losses too. If you get in and you stopped on a loss within X amount of time, it would count as microscoping and get flagged. And we're like, you can't do that. That's not fair, because people are practicing risk management. You should actually reward that, not punish that. And they're like, you guys are right. It'll only count for winning trades. If you get in and then close out within 5 seconds, that'll count. And at least we'll give you 40% of your trades that can accidentally be like that. We want people with a legitimate trading strategy with time and market, etc. I'm like, I get it. The losing side, I said that was unfair, and that's not really good practice, because you're forcing people to take bigger losses. They're counting the clock before they can stop out. Shit, I got in a trade. Crap, Trump just tweeted. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, close, right? It removes the ability. Traders are choosing not to use stop losses to avoid that, and now you're making them trade riskier. And I argued so hard, and Brian argued so hard. We tag teamed it. We said, let's hit him hard with this, you and me together. He's like, all right. And we both were like, you guys got to change this, and they did, which was really nice. Yeah. Let me teach you how to read RSI the right way, bro. Yeah. It's like people are silly. Everyone's right or wrong at the same time. There's, you know, it's like, it's totally cool. Like, I'm like, I'm good, man. Like, you don't have to, you know, don't worry about me. I'm good. You add up all the stuff that I do. I'm pretty comfortable where I am, and I'm all right. I'm good. Microscoping rules, BS. Yeah, like I said, if somebody's, you know, if chicken tenders are BS, don't go to Cane's. You know, go to McDonald's, get a burger. And you got to tell people, like, you know, uncapped payouts are going to come with some kind of like tight scalping rules. Like uncapped payouts, you can't micro scalp. They're going to let you because it's uncapped payouts, because you're basically just getting free money to gimmick your way to the top. You're not going to have that. You're going to have straight to funded. You're always going to have windows. You're going to have to wait big windows to get payouts. You're not going to be able to straight to funded and get daily payouts. Oh, no, 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 no. Each prop account is designed a specific way with a risk model. And as a prop firm consultant, which is my new side gig, as I'm starting to become this way, as I'm now, prop firms are working with us to give them ideas to help their risk model, make the experience better for you guys. There are 3 firms I work with in this capacity now. Not for any other reason other than to be a liaison between, and I say work with them, not work for them, work with them. To be a liaison between the community and the prop firm to make the experience better for you guys. Prop firms have changed their entire plans because we told them to. Prop firms have changed their rules because we told them to. ETF built their static plan because I designed a better static plan and worked with them and told them, build your static plan better. Bigger fat drawdown and beat Apex. You got a better angle because nobody has a good one. And they went out and built one that was 3 times better than I mentioned in the meeting that I had with them. They were like, you're right, that's a really good product, and you know, it doesn't get a lot. And I was like, static is the easiest account to pass. I don't know why more people don't have it. And they're like, well, because it's easier to pass, that's why it's more expensive. And I'm like, yeah, well, make it slightly more expensive and get 3 times the amount of drawdown. Then I was like, whoa, okay, that's good. That's a good plan. So static is going to be more expensive, right? With all the rules gone. End of the day, drawdowns are going to have a consistency rule, or they're going to have a daily loss limit, one of the two. My funded having neither of those is why people say my funded's the best. It's very rare for end of the day drawdowns to have neither of them. By comparison, Tradeify's growth is end of the day drawdown account, and they have both consistency and daily loss limit, right? So it's like, so the firms I like to work with are the ones that have a product that stands out, that like takes away rules that I know should be there for the risk model. Funded X is like uncapped payout. What? Okay. What's the downside? What's the consistency? And you're like, oh, no, it's 40%. I'm like, oh, that's crazy, because the straight to funded programs are mostly 20% consistency. And okay, so why would I care about a 1-day pass on an eval or 2-day pass on an eval or whatever? I can get uncapped payouts at the end of the day. So anyways, you're never going to get everything in one place. They always have to have some way to generate income, right? The game has to have a house advantage somewhere. And if you can micro scalp, you know, high frequency trade yourself to an infinity payout for on a $70 account, the firm won't last long. And I know the dangers of micro scalping because I know what people can do with it to edge the system in the prop environment with the paper trading feeds. There's a million ways you can edge the system by cheating, by micro scalping. That's the only reason they care about it, is because not because you're legitimately making 5-second trades, but because the people can utilize a high frequency style trading mechanism to basically trade the bid ask discrepancies between the fake market and the real market. It's very sophisticated technique that works very well. And as prop firms are battling it, people are becoming more sophisticated at, you know, one-upping the firms. And it's just one of the things. You know, whoosh fan. You guys want a whoosh fan? I'm just rapping with y'all this slow market day. Like I said, my accounts are mix and match. It looks like Christmas over here. Well, they get all green by the end of the day, hopefully. My fingers are crossed, you guys. Y'all want a whoosh fan? Steven Seagal here. What's up? Is it the real Steven Seagal? There are so many things that would work, but people fail at risk management. Yeah. Yeah, so Fund and Next, they need to change all their stuff to be like 4 and 5 central. Viral Pulse, dude, I 100% agree. I told them that they need to have a US-centered staff and resetting process for US traders. They're actually creating, their new thing is they're actually making a staff, a US staff. That's what they said they're gonna do. Yeah. Because you need to be able to have the customer service not getting back to you at freaking midnight, you know what I'm saying? They need a home base of operations with English-speaking customer service agents that are on US hours, not VAs and CSAs that are in Dubai time, in Bangladesh time. It's just where they have customer service throughout the world in 3 different countries because it was a Forex firm. So they have Dubai as their main headquarters, and Bangladesh is one, and then there's another one in China, I think, somewhere. Another place in Asia. And I'm like, you need a base in the US. Be operating a US company in Dubai time. Hey, let's go. What power it runs? I'm sorry I didn't draw the whoosh fan earlier, guys. My bad. So hopefully they'll get a US customer service center or something. Matt will be able to draw a hyper-realistic fan in about a year from now. I wouldn't bet on it. It's gonna become lazier as time goes by. I used to draw a lot of detail on these fans, and now it's like I just kind of like, it kind of looks like a potato on a stick that smells bad. This actually looks more like a stink lines rather than airlines. But I promise you guys, like I said, Danny taking shorts today, bro. I completely salute you for taking shorts. You know, my trading style is finding liquidity and longing it, and I'm very good at that. And I wait, and I'm very patient to find it. And doesn't mean that I'm wrong. There's market moves up and down. All strategies are good. But I don't do every single thing. I don't chase every move that moves, you know? All right, we're gonna do let's do a Buy Pin and Futures giveaway today to celebrate. I don't know when the code goes live. They said at noon, so maybe you guys can test out, and before you check out, test out and let me know that you get 20% off in 20 minutes. Rise again. We'll do Buy Pin and Futures all day today. I forgot to do it earlier, but let's do it now. And we'll do it in a little bit too. When the fear turns to cheer. Wait, it's the legend of what? Hold on. What is he saying? It's the legend of what? The legend of Mib? Man? The legend of man? What is he actually saying? I guess it rhymes with plan, so maybe he's saying the legend of man. It's the legend of man, the ultimate plan. We ride in the witch fan, or maybe the legend of Matt. I don't know, but that's funny. I love that song. All right. Bow, bow. Let's do some My Fun and Futures accounts. As we do, we like to give away these things. We'll be doing an awesome exclusive discount with the Rockscare code starting at noon all day. My Fun and Futures accounts 20% off to celebrate 20K subscribers on the channel. Very awesome of them. Our code will last at that discount for I think 6 hours, and we'll get a second one next week. So we're gonna get 2. So just for today only, it's going to be 20% off at noon. So I think that's in 30 minutes, 15 minutes. S&P Res is not moving. Let's double check VIX really quick. VIX is good though. VIX is fine. Time for the whoosh fan. Let me grab it long in one more account. On the next red candle I find. All right, VIX is in the safe zone now. The alert has gone from red to orange, which is good. The volatility is drying up, which means the market should tighten up. Half gap would be a great play with res less than 0. Half gap's all I'm looking for. If I get 50 points in NASDAQ, I'd be absolutely fine on this if I can. We try to look for volatility to indicate further widening of the market, and VIX is sort of stabilized here and is looking all right. Feeling good. All right, guys. All right, let's get it.
No tweets, no CPI, just a breeze and trades that fly. Traders chant like a sacred clan. Spin it up, a whoosh fan.
All right, I added. I grabbed. I'm long here. I grabbed long here, just right here, one contract each. And then I'm long in these two as well. That's it. Gotta trade the Orange Man. I know, like, Orange Man, save us, baby. All right, guys, My Fun and Futures. We'll give away, starting off right now, 2 core accounts today. And then we'll do scale, and we'll do 20 minutes. We'll do some scale accounts as well, like right before we switch over. Core count is really nice. It is the lower tier plan they have, the cheapest tier plan, $77. You get a $1,000 payout every 5 days for a $77 account. Very inexpensive. It's a huge ROI on such an inexpensive account. 5 days to trade, you get a payout. No DLL, no activation fee, no consistency when funded. It's what makes My Fun and Futures so great. No DLL, no consistency is like absolutely fantastic. Son of God trades, winner number 1. You're the winner today. We'll do some more giveaways as the morning progresses. Type something in chat if you're today's winner. Son of God trades, winner number 1. Winner number 2 is going to be somebody. Hopefully Rez starts picking up some juice here. KHYU80 Q80. Ooh, you have won yourself 3, 2, 1 My Fun and Futures score accounts, and look at how much money I have. You guys are jealous. I have all of this real, genuine, authentic copy money. This is real fake money, guys. Nobody has as much real fake money as I have. This says Benjamins with a D. Not even really. The money, the Amazon money gun money. All right, you two, y'all are the winners. I'll tell you guys in a little bit how to claim your prize. Give me a second. Core counts, you guys, congratulations. KHYU80. I legitimately bought this 5,000 fake dollars from Amazon for $8. Okay, be jealous. This is genuine guru level. All I need is a Lambo and a Rolex. Complete the picture. Got to reload the money gun for later use. Bam. All right, so congrats to the winners. You guys need to go to our Discord, and link is in the description. You need to go to Monkey Paw song. You need to message your admin Slacks with a photo of your YouTube ID from inside your account. That way we know it's you. Have an account with My Funded Futures already. Give him the email address for that account, and they'll hook you up with the prop account by the end of the day. That's it. Buy an $80 Lambo. Oh yeah, 100%. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy me a $1,000 Bugatti scooter. I went to Costco because I saw they had the Bugatti scooter at Costco last time I went, but that was a while ago, and now we moved to a different area of town, and the Costco doesn't have the Bugatti scooter anymore. And they said it's a traveling item that's not always at every Costco. That's very sad. So I might have to get and the Lambo doesn't make their scooter anymore either. But how funny would it be to have a Lambo scooter? Oh hell, come on. Come on, market. You know what I'm saying? That would be awesome. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to get a nice little run here. Let me double check VIX. Be careful on the edge here. Yeah. It should probably be alright. Okay. What color is the Bugatti scooter? I think they were black, if I remember correctly. How do I manage risks to survive catching falling knives like today? I'm not trading really big. I'm trading small. I'm keeping my trades relatively small. There's been plenty of ups and downs in this market today. So it's, I've got S&P really quick. Right now I'm watching the VIX to see if the VIX is going to pick up any steam here on this pullback. It does look like it can start getting bad, so we're going to keep an eyeball on today's VIX. Again, this might get pretty brutal, and we're back above the kind of danger zone area here. I don't like seeing this, and I don't like seeing this happen a second time. I was kind of hoping. I was betting that resilience would get better, and it actually didn't get better. So my highest high today is going to be that I can get resilience negative. This means I can get maybe half gap of support. Not liking this trade again. My attempt was to go to there, and probability is actually not that great anymore. As they're sitting at the pivot each time, resilience is getting worse and worse and worse, so it's getting less strong. I probably need to start planning my exit on this trade. Or I can just hope that conditions get better. All right, let's see if you guys wrote any good songs for the last couple of days. Let's look at them. All right. All right, this is Training Jedi Matt, who's digging into his detailed studies of the market making infrastructure. Unlike most people, I didn't get kidnapped by the market makers and overhear the grand design of the market. However, I just called some people that I knew. And he just willingly told me, give me some tips. I don't know. They didn't have to kidnap me to give me the information. So, wait. We're dressed the same. What the heck? Slightly brown. He's got a brown V-neck on. Right? It sounds like we're playing Halo 2 at the moment, right? The nostalgia of turning on your Xbox. Turning on your Xbox 360 with Halo 3, blasting the other room while you're going and getting a Mountain Dew from the fridge. Looks like Kevin Spacey. It kind of does look like Kevin Spacey version of Matt. P&L. This song's actually pretty cool. I kind of like Chant. It literally does sound like Halo. I totally miss MLG also. Those are the days. You know, the other day I actually was watching, I actually had pop on my algorithm the 2008 MLG finals, straight ripping versus final boss, playing Halo 3. It was they were playing Team Slayer on Guardian, and I was like, oh, those are the days. It wasn't even in high def. It was like in old TV aspect ratio, 4:3 or whatever. And I was watching like old school MLG Halo, and I watched a couple of them, and it took me down a little rabbit hole. I was like, oh man, I miss these days. Then I went back and watched the old Halo 2 finals, when Final Boss used to have Saiyan and Walshy and all those guys. Oh, those are the days. It's like Pedro Pascal. Yeah. Then I was watching some Halo 3 Capture the Flag on the Pit with Lunchbox and Roy and those guys. What was the name of that team? Team Instinct. This is like the old Halo MLGs, man. I used to play Halo and MLGs, so I knew some of those guys. So I went to 2 MLGs and competed in them in my 20s. At Dallas, MLG Dallas. Getting a rocket launcher, getting the Warthog and full sending. Oh, dude, Warthog jumps on like original Halo 1. You guys remember the Warthog jumping? When none of the objects had weight on them, you could just like flip the Warthog over with your finger. This is. Hold on, ready? You guys want the full vibe? Hold on, ready? Hold on. Okay. Do we open the stream like it's Halo going forward? Do we do this? I need to have like an opening, maybe the whole opening video just like Halo, right? Dude, all of us like aging millennials are just gonna be like having so much fun. It's gonna be like turning on your, like I said, I feel like turning on your Xbox and all of a sudden you're listening to the Halo theme song and you're going to get a bag of chips. Your friends are all logging on so you can play Xbox Connect. Not even Xbox Live, even before Xbox Live. You had to do Xbox Connect back in the day. That's kind of really funny. I love it. That does take me back though. I went to one of those video game symphonies before where they play all, like Video Games Live is what it's called, where they play all the different songs but with the symphony from your favorite games. And the one I went to was like Halo, and they immediately started doing like, oh, and it was like the whole audience was like going crazy. All right, let's do one more My Fun and Features giveaway. Celebrating My Fun and Features Day. Let's go over some scale plans. Let me tell you guys about the scale plans really quick. By the way, our code should be active. Can you guys test? Can somebody test me really quick? Test Rocket Scooter code at MyFunded and tell me if you get 20% off. That'd be dope to open up the stream with Gregorian chant, like Halo style. Hold on, I'm gonna clean off. Look, everybody has to type it in again. Sorry, my bad. I just cleared it. You have to type it one more time. Can somebody tell me if my code is live? So 5%. I'm telling you, dude. Maybe he meant noon CST. Could be CST. Let me ask the hold on, guys, hold on. Let me get some confirmation there. Probably CST. Oh, probably so. Oh, wait, okay. All right. Right? Like we can open, if we open the stream, like it'd be so fun if I opened the stream and it was just like, and it like the opening graphics just made it look like it was opening, like the opening scene of the Halo. You had some kind of image and whatever, and then there's like press start now. And it comes to the trading stream. I'm being overly creative. Nobody would get that. The newer generation of traders would understand the nostalgia effect. They said noon, but it probably meant noon CST. Thank you for checking it. Thank you for checking. I'm going to clarify if they meant EST or CST. I really would appreciate it being watched at noon EST, but man, honestly, I'm kind of losing faith in this again. Her Birkins from Rocket Scooter. LOL. Okay, guys. Scale plans. Now, I'll talk about scale plans really quick. My MFFU scale plan is actually really cool. It's probably one of the strongest plans out there, period. It's really nice. For the value, the Pro plan gives you the uncapped payout, but the scale plan gives you fat payouts along the way, which is great. It's their middle tier. It's $127 before discount, which is half the price of Pro, which is great. Essentially, it's 50% consistency to pass eval, it's 2-day pass, and once you're in, no DLL, no consistency, no activation fee, which is great. And then you just trade for 5 days and you get payouts on a plan. 3,000 and 35, then 4,000 and 45 for the middle tier. And different tiers have different schedules, or different amounts. You get more each time that you make it through. Every 5 days, you can theoretically go bigger each time. And that's it. Then after 30 days of winning or 5 payouts, you're eligible for a live account with a static balance, which is cool. Static balance live account. So static balance live account is great. You immediately go live, which is amazing. How many accounts can you have at the same time? Oh, let me look on my screen here. Oh, actually, I don't have the answer to that. I have a little sheet that has everything on it, but it doesn't say how many accounts you can have. I have to add it to it. Tim Newman, 7660, you're the first winner. We're not getting any improvements right now. in the market. I don't like this low consolidation without a bounce. But VIX is pulling back, so we're good.
Sporting some green juice. I dock in the house. Girl raising up the views. I dock in the house. Making things I'm in views grow. Watch her come, watch her go, watch her come.
I need to bring iDoc on for a permanent segment in the afternoon. The views were going up when she was here. She's so good, she got a donation from Pat Whelan, which was nice. She's hired. This is a good song about iDoc. This is funny. Girl raising the views, iDoc in the house. I love it. He told her not to download more RAM from the internet. I've been telling her. I still didn't get a chance to look at her computer. I got busy last night, but her family's going back to Vietnam, so we all went out last night and had dinner. But her hard drives aren't being recognized by her BIOS anymore, so something's going on. And we're like telling her, oh, just download more RAM, you'll be fine. And she's like, where can I download more RAM? And Pat donated $100 a stream. He's like, don't donate more RAM. Don't download RAM. That was funny. iDoc song. I like it. That's good. Good, good. P77, PC7. Can I just like call it? I don't like that it's not picking up momentum here. VIX is getting still kind of iffy. I can still stay on the right side of this. Why don't I just chill on this one? All right, you guys, y'all both want 25K scale accounts or whatever, 50K, whatever it is. Let me look. Hold on. 50K scale accounts. Oh, good job. Good job. You know the drill. Go to the Discord, go to the content channel, look up Slacks the admin. Send him a message with a screenshot of your YouTube ID from inside your account. That way you know that it's you. And then it'll hook you up with your accounts by tonight. Send him your email address. You must have an account with My Funded Future, so go make one. Send him your email address. We'll hook you up. Okay. Okay. All right. So to top this off, I'm really not. I'm gonna be a little my code better go live at noon. If it's noon Eastern, if it's not on the dot, I'm gonna be having a really strong conversation with these boys about that. Giveaway's over. Because I want to be able to give you guys expectations and reality. I'm not gonna be like excited if they're a minute late. I'll be a little unhappy about that. Talking like Joe Pesci. You motherfucker, you. It's funny, like he plays the most like heinous of violent criminals or whatever in all his movies, and in real life he's known by people that know him as literally the world's quietest, nicest, non-confrontational guy. He's quiet, he's shy. He plays in a band too, and it's so funny. He's absolutely like the opposite of his character. All right, so I'm kind of not liking where I am. Although I'm not losing much either by chilling on it. As long as the VIX stays put, the market can hopefully pick up some momentum, but it doesn't look like it's happening. So I might be better off just kind of like walking from this. Although I know every time I do, I miss out on something. So what I'll do is I'll just set it, risk and reward as normal, and be okay with it. The fact that we're not moving quick isn't going to scare me. But I wish we were moving quick. The volatility is gone, so the market is not selling off. But if it starts to return and more selling pressure comes, then that's going to be bad. Look at the stocks everyone is losing. Yeah, stocks are looking a little kind of iffy today. Nvidia obviously is hedge pressure in the hedge pressure break. Apple's doing okay. Amazon's doing okay. Microsoft, barely a tiny break on hedge pressure. So it's like some of the stocks are good, some of them are bad. Meta's bad. Google's bad. Oops. So yeah, I'm not feeling super thrilled about this. I'm with you guys. 111 and 2 ES, which is basically, these are all 1 NASDAQ. This is 2 ES. So I'm essentially taking smaller, medium positions. Again, the only setup that I do have is a trade from here, other than just betting that we sell off today. And I need that VIX to start crawling up to give me that scare. Right now, the low consolidation is not the best to not show me that we're not going to get some red before we get some green. What are we saying on Twitter about PPI? PPI tomorrow is going to help detail the difference between our companies passing the, like, if companies experience rate cost raises, right, or price raises due to tariffs, and then CPI also goes up, then they're getting tariff effects and they're passing it on to the customer. So you can see the effect between like where the inflation is actually applied by comparing PPI and CPI. If PPI is coming down and CPI is going up, then that doesn't explain a lot. That means a lot with tariffs. That explains other factors like transportation costs or shortage or distribution costs or retail costs going up. Prices, so it's just different places where pricing is compared. So producer side is PPI, consumer side is CPI. Cost for producers will go up if the cost of raw materials and labor go up. Tariffs, things like that. Price in CPI goes up is when you go to the store and it costs more at the store. Is the store just adding a surcharge? Is the transportation distribution adding a surcharge? Is anywhere in the middle? Where's the problem? Inflation's hitting everybody differently, right? Tariffs are hitting everyone differently. So, how do I get shares in the rocket scooter company? We're not public, but I don't know. We could open a round of seed investing at some point. How much is a pound of hamburger? 16 ounces. You didn't say which units you wanted. How much money? You want some paper? You want some company debt? All right. I'll get in the business of selling short-term unsecured rocket scooter debt. You guys want to buy some? Okay. Whip it out. Pancakes or waffles? I think waffles, have my heart. The crunch is just part of the experience. Pancakes get too soggy too fast. All the pancakes are good. Now, with pancakes, you have to eat them separately. I like to take my pancakes and then roll them up and then dip into whatever syrup or whatever I have. Pancake nachos, if you may. So right now, my confluence is low, so my bet is small. It could be smaller, but my bet is smaller. My normal size in S&P is 4. My medium size is 2. for props. Oh, hold on, I got a text. It's not looking super hot. You know what I should do? Why don't I just be a big wuss and take out on this one? Let me see. Market's not crashing today. It's not rallying today. I don't think I'm going to get a trade. I really don't think I'm going to get one. The way that it looks is I'm going to... S&P didn't even fill its gap yet either. I'm absolutely okay with walking on this at a loss. I'm going to close these out and kind of take whatever I can get. All right. I'm gonna close on this because the conditions aren't getting better and I'm watching the VIX press slightly higher and I just went ahead and closed out. I don't believe in it anymore, but I also don't want to short it either. VIX is stabilizing, which is fine, but I want to chill on this. We are not supporting above the open on QQQ. And as we're sitting here, resilience is not getting better and S&P's is getting slightly worse. So the support is becoming weaker as time goes by. You'll learn this in the resilience class in bootcamp. S&P is rejecting half gap. Like, got out good time there. Hell yeah, dude. My timing is good. Look how great my timing is. All right. All right. Lucky me. Shark loans. Yeah, sure, right? Oh, it's almost time to go to my fun and TV. Oh, man, I'm lucky today. Why not wait till movement out of consolidation? I could, but I'm trying to use the worsening effect of resilience as leading indicator. It's made multiple attempts to fight half gap and each time has failed. And this particular attempt, the indicator is worse than here and worse than here. So the first bounces here, res was like at 0. The second bounce, it was below 0. The third attempt to break, it was even further below 0, and now it's even further below 0 than that. So it's very likely that we break through and fill the gap to the downside on SPY. So I'm going to wait on this and chill. Like I said, I'm going to try to turn this into a winning day if I can. Monthly maps, everything still looks good, so. Now I could wait for movement out of consolidation to stop, which technically I should hold to stop. My full 10 points that I want to go, but I'm choosing to get out early and possibly miss out on the upside just to basically avoid a slightly bigger loss. Like I got in and then I just pulled the plug on it. Technically speaking, I can commit to the trade and set my full stop and be okay with it. But I'm watching the conditions not get much better. And so there's really nothing that's going to move the market unless something random happens. And I kind of don't want to coin flip it now. Yeah, I don't see value in any side of the trade here. Time to just wait, right? Blue and so the resilience are tiebreakers at each of the levels. It's a very simple process. White resilience is the tiebreaker here. Currently, white resilience is below 0, so this is resistance. That's what it says. Monthly res is less than 0, therefore it's also resistance. When we get here, we decide, is that support or resistance? And if this is less than 0, then it's likely that it's also resistance as well. Blue is a tiebreaker at blue, which is not correct. This should say support. There's error in the logic here. Let me do this really quick. How does this keep happening? Like, this is some lazy fucking programming, I tell you. And I checked it and it was right when I looked at it, but how do you get the labels correct here? Okay. W conditional logic is wrong. WRES is greater than 0. Yet the label states less than 0. See photo blue line. Double check that you are not referencing the wrong resilience. What up with my thing here? Okay. Okay, they said they put it on at noon Eastern, but he said, let me test it. Okay, they're texting me about testing it. I'll let you guys know we got 7 minutes till we gotta go. Matt, you were the only streamer I need to switch to other channel to watch you streaming, LOL. I know, right? It's kind of nice to have a break, though, and jump onto the other show for a little bit and kind of come back. Although, it'd be nice to just go straight solid for a whole day. But then the morning show and the afternoon show are slightly different, which is kind of nice. New afternoon stream. I got a dentist appointment at hold on. Okay. Gotta go to the dentist today. 20% is working. Boom, let's go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, appreciate that. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, cool. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 20% working. Woohoo! All right, so 20% off everything at MyFunded Futures, code Rocket Scooter. We normally get 5. Normally everyone gets 5. This is a flash sale as a thank you for us being the sole reason they doubled in size in their show, which we're about to go to live in just a minute here. You guys come with me. Literally, the moment we joined, the views per day doubled on their stream. And now they're at 20K subs. We got 12K subs during the tenure I've been there. Now they're at 20% for 20K. This is for, hold on. It doesn't work on Pro? Hold on. These guys better get their, hold on. All accounts. Hold on. Cool. People are saying it's not working on Pro. Dude. This is very messy, dude. I'm very disappointed with this being messy. It's not working on Pro. Not working at noon. Look, I'm all disappointed. It works on Pro? Oh. Oh, never mind. It doesn't work on Pro? Rocket Scooter. Guys, type it. Spell it out. Pro works for you too? All right, you guys. Looks like it's working everything. All right, I gotta get out of here. All right, speaking of MyFunded TV, join us live over there because we're going to be live for the afternoon. You guys know how it goes. I'm live at my Lunch Money with Matt. It's going to be great. Feel free to join me over here as we carry on the afternoon. We'll be back here for maybe a little bit before I go to the dentist. Everybody go here. Feel free to do me a favor. Feel free to mention my code in the stream to let everybody know there's a flash sale too. That way I'm not just like, you know, dropping it like I'm trying to do sales, you know, keep it natural. But you guys, if y'all on my type in channel, like Matt's code 20% off. Kind of cool.
He'll be jumping in just a few